And we have to wait just a little bit longer for this game to start because the Caps had to go ahead and honor some people. Boo hiss. Boo hiss. When we say the NHL game starts at 7 o'clock, the game should start at 7 o'clock if they want to do something awesome like what they're doing right now, honoring people that play for the team. Start the ceremony early, man. Stop doing this to us. Sorry, it's a pet peeve of mine. It is. But tonight should be a fun night. Alexander Ovechkin, 3 goals away from surpassing Wayne Gretzky, 2 from tying him. All-time goals record in the regular season is on the line tonight. It's important in the regular season because that does not include playoffs, where Gretzky is still quite a bit ahead. We got Devontae Smith-Pelly. We got Brooks Orpik. I think I see some other familiar faces. I'm thrilled for the Caps and their fans that they're getting a little bit of an alumni night, but it doesn't give me a lot to work with, guys. It doesn't give me a lot to work with. I just want to see Ovi play hockey, if I'm being honest. I wonder how much Scalpers got for this game. Probably pretty good, right? So here's a question Hayden just asked, okay? Would the Cup-winning Capitals beat the current Capitals? And I'm going to say no. I think this Caps team is far and away better than the Cup-winning Capitals. Because if you remember, before that year that they won the Cup in 2017, they took on the Leafs in the first round and then lost in the second round. And when they lost in the second round, everybody's like, well, there goes their chance. And the next year, they didn't really, if I remember right, buy at the trade deadline. They just kind of had the team that they had. They had Backstrom and Kuznetsov, and you see TJ Oshie or TJ Sochi, for those of us who are old enough to remember. Braden Holtby was the Holt Beast. And I got to say, everybody was like, well, and Barry Trotz is a lame duck coach. You know, it's over for them. How wrong we all were. But I think this year's Caps team is legit. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, they're so much better than, I think, any other team in the East. They're like dog on a bone, pain in the butt. That Caps team with Barry Trotz at the coach, they can play some defense. But this Spencer Carberry team, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, it's so weird to see all of these guys that, you know, got drafted around the time I was like 20. And they're retired men with children. How crazy is that? James Stemler. As a disgruntled Leafs fan, can Leaf stars learn a thing or two from Ovi about how to perform under pressure? Believe it or not, Ovi used to get crapped on a lot about not being able to perform under pressure, not being able to get the job done, not being able to close the deal like Sidney Crosby could. Oh, Sidney Crosby can do it, but Alex Ovechkin, yeah, he scores a bunch of goals, but is he a team player? Is he a playoff guy? Are the Caps a playoff team, or are they too soft? All of the things that people say about the Leafs, they said about the Capitals. The difference with the Capitals and the Leafs, until they won their Cup, is that the Capitals actually did win playoff series and regularly lost in the second round or the third round. The Leafs have not done that. Wes Richard dropping 5 STPN memberships right off the top, Wes? You're just going to drop them in there? Out of control. Out of control. By the way, there are a good number of Caps that were on that team that are still playing now. John Carlson, Tom Wilson, Ovechkin. Some pretty good names. Joe Pipple. Hey, Adam, where did you, Jesse, and Steve pick the Caps to finish in the division? I don't know. How would we even look that up? I know there was probably a graphic way back, but I don't think any of us were smart enough to pick the Caps to go this high. Like, I think I probably picked New Jersey, and then Carolina, and then, man, that's tough. I'm trying to put myself in my preseason head about what was going to happen. The Caps, remember, had a lot of risks. Let me see here. Division. What's that? Steve took the over on what? Oh, yeah, of course he took the over. Yeah, he took the over on points. So I probably had New Jersey, New York, and Carolina as my top 3. And then I probably had Washington in 4th. That's what I think. And to be fair to me, the Devils have had crazy injuries. The Rangers were the President's Trophy winning team last year. Last year. And they got off to a wicked start. And then they're like, hey, you know what's crazy? Things are going too well. Let's fuck it up. And they did. They did. Josh Halliburton, Adam, what do you think if he breaks the record in overtime? Hey, man, I don't care when Ovi breaks the record. I just want to see it. I just want to see it happen. I can tell you, your friend Jesse Blake is hoping that it happens tonight, so he doesn't have to work the Sunday show. Because if it happens tonight, or then Jesse doesn't have to work the 12:30 to 4 on Sunday that game will be, and I think it's scheduled against the Islanders. And also, to be fair to Jesse, and this is the true reason, everybody wants this to happen in Washington. Everybody wants this to happen in Washington. If it doesn't happen tonight and it happens on the island, that's going to stink a little. But it could happen next Thursday against the Carolina Hurricanes, who now all of a sudden have a blood feud with the Washington Capitals, which is great. All right, what did I say about the Capitals? Go. Okay, Hayden. Okay, when I repeat to you guys what I said about the Capitals, it's going to be the greatest take I've ever had. And I still had them picked fourth. Hayden, send me that via text so I can repeat it word for word. This is the greatest take, guys, in my entire hockey career that I've ever had. And this is why I love doing preseason shows, because once people start skating, none of it matters. None of it matters. None of it matters. Vibes are a big thing in hockey. The Caps have vibes. They also had a bunch of guys that they took a bunch of risks on. And oh my God, it's great. Now, I do know Silent Rob 1192 said Steve had the Caps fifth, Adam fourth, Jesse fifth. But what I said, man, Hayden, I'm gonna have to take this to the show. How did you find that? Okay, you send me that text, my friend, because I got to read this out. Jim Eden says Ovi just needs 1,239 assists to catch the great one. Yeah, I think the assist record for Gretzky. I mean, nobody thought that anybody was going to beat the goal record, but here we are. And Steve called this, by the way, years ago. I got to give credit where it's due. Steve, this is like 2016, and we were still doing the show in like the backup studio at Rogers Media. And Steve was like, if he keeps on this pace, by the time he's like 37, 38, there's no reason why he can't be there. And we're like, but Steve, he's not going to score 40 goals a year when he's 38 or 39 years old. Idiots. Morons. He was right. Steve was absolutely right. Absolutely bang on the money. By the way, the rosters tonight, Rob, our buddy Rob Malloy, who's running the chat, did an amazing call sheet for me. So it's Ovechkin, Strome, Wilson, Protast, Dubois, Leonard, Mangiapane, Eller, Radish, and Duhaime, Dowd, and McMichael. And we have a game here, kids. And then on the back end, Sandin, Carlson, Chychrun, Van Riemsdyk, Fervary, and Matt Roy. And then Charlie Lindgren is starting. All right, I will look at it. Here we go. They haven't started the time clock on the television, but the game has started, so I can't really give you a time check to start because they haven't started it. Now, let's talk about the Chicago Blackhawks, because I think it's important that we mention how bad they are. Like, here's the thing. They're bad. Like, San Jose was not great this year. They're bad, but they got vibes. Chicago's bad, and they have the opposite vibes. They have bad vibes. They're bad. They're a bad team. They're bad. A victory for them tonight is not even going to be winning the game. It's holding Ovi off. Just let it not happen against us. By the way, they got the clock started. 18:57 on the first. I'm going to assume. There it is. You're going to be blown away, by the way, by what I said. Okay? Here's what I said about the Washington Capitals preseason. I'm shocked at myself. I'm shocked. Here's what I said. They are a better team than last year. Another year of Spencer Carberry will help. I'm higher on the Caps than most, so I will say fourth. Look, I said that. They are better than last year. Another year of Spencer Carberry will help. I'm higher on the Caps than most. I'll say fourth. Adam Wylde. I'm just gonna back pat myself. Who would have thought that the Washington Capitals would be first? Nobody. Oh, nice little save by Lindgren there. Nobody. But I was right about something. And listen, you have no idea how important that is to me. Okay, I'm rarely right about anything. It's important. Okay. Oh, big shot there. Not by Ovi though. Should anybody on the team take shots other than Ovi? Like, if he's on the ice, they're gonna find him, right? And if you're Chicago, you kind of have to. You do have to double coverage this guy. Shots are already 4-1 Chicago. This is crazy. I want to say I'm so glad you all are here. By the way, it's nice. This is going to be fun. T.A. Neiman. Does LT being injured affect them in the playoffs? Logan Thompson? Well, Charlie Lindgren was the guy that got them into the playoffs last year. Of course, Logan Thompson being out sucks. But Charlie Lindgren also is very good. People forget this. Lindgren has been spectacular for them since he got there. That's why they were such a surprise last year and stole that last playoff spot from Philadelphia. Turning the tables with a super chat. Jesse said if he doesn't break it this year, he'll do it next year. Hockey is unpredictable. What if he gets injured in the playoffs, like career-ending injury? I don't think you sit him at all. Well, I think Jesse is... Jesse's just causing trouble when he says sit Ovechkin for away games. He's causing trouble. Nobody's doing that. You go, you break the record. Not a lot happening for the Caps right now. Shots are 7-1 Chicago already, and we're less than 3 minutes in. What kind of a game are we going to see here, guys? This can't last. There's Chychrun fresh off his big fat extension, which he totally deserves. Isn't it amazing how incredible he has been? And I think it speaks to, too, Ottawa just did not have it going on last year. And I think Travis Green and Steve Stais and all those, they really, really did change things around. They kind of went from, you guys, there's something wrong here, to they got it going on. I think Chychrun on this year's Ottawa Senators team, that would have been a good fit. Alas. SLS, if Ovi scores 3 today, do we get grippers? Well, we're going to have to do that, but we're going to have to get some likes up there too. We got to get 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes and 3 Ovi goals. That's what it's going to be. Jonathan Harrison, even a bad team can have a good game occasionally. Is this the night that Chicago goes, I'm going to have a good game? I remember last year, Arvid Soderblom beat the Toronto Maple Leafs twice. Arvid Soderblom. And I think his save percentage at the end of the year was like .879. And against the Leafs, it was like .960. Stupid. Hayden asks, does anyone regret their... Oh, we got a goal! Ovechkin! He scores! We got our first Ovi goal! He is one shy of tying Wayne Gretzky in the least Alexander Ovechkin goal-scoring fashion. That was not a classic Ovi goal, clap bomb, whatever. That's go to the net and squeak it through, and there it is, giving the fans what they want with less than 5 minutes into this game. That is unbelievable. What a goal. Come on. Vlasic is on him, and then he leaves him. Why did he leave him? Nobody gets Ovi. Nobody picks him up. Number 6, where you at? What are you doing? Nice shot, too. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Rinzel's always going to remember that. Always. Damn, dude. Damn. And, it's so crazy. 893. We're at 893. Alexander Ovechkin shooting snot rockets out on the bench, making sure he's got clear nostrils for his next shift. You could feel it. It feels, I don't want to say it's playoff, but it's celebratory. You saw the way the Caps jumped him when he scored that goal. Man, 894 is going to be real special. Now, I wonder, do they do something for 894 if he scores it here? Or do they just go, okay, he's tied Gretzky. He is first all time because a tie is still first in this case, but we'll wait for 895 to do something. I don't know what they're going to do. That is Ovechkin's 14th 40-goal season, by the way. Okay, hang on. I'm just tweeting the link out. He's already at 8, 9, 3. One more to go. Okay, I'm tweeting it out. Boom, boom. I just want to make sure people watch this because I think we're going to have some fun tonight, guys. Especially now that Ovi scored. The energy's gone to the legs. Let's go. Capitals have 3 shots. One of them went in. Why? Hawks are bad. Caps are good. Let's go. Man, that's cool. You know what's cool too? And I've been thinking about this a lot this season is that all of this is happening while the Caps are in their 50th season. And I think that's neat. Both of these things happening at the same time, even though, let's be honest, it should have happened like a year and a half ago. If there hadn't been those lockouts, it would have happened in season 47 or season 48, but whatever. It's happening now. It's kind of nice how that's lined up. And look at this. Yeah, the Capitals mascot dropping the 3. This has got to happen at home. He's the first player in NHL history with at least 3 40-plus goal seasons. Wow. That's crazy. Sorry, that's after age 35, by the way. By the way, it looks like FBI Director Kash Patel is sitting beside Wayne Gretzky. He is a Caps fan and a hockey player. I'll leave it at that. He sure is a guy. Yes, Hayden, what you said, but I won't say it publicly. Wow. Man, okay. Van Riemsdyk shoots it in. You know what? Like, are we even interested? You know, Ovi's not on the ice. Are we even interested? Do we even care? We just want Ovi to score. Here we go. Boom. Okay, shots are coming back in the Caps direction. Let's see what happens. Lindgren sets up the puck there. Sandin, former Leaf. Former Leaf. Would you rather have Easton Cowan Leafs fans or Rasmus Sandin? It's a good question. There's Ovechkin. He's out there. He's in his spot. Ooh, nice little shot in. Redirected. Doesn't go anywhere. Here come the Chicago Blackhawks with the shot. Oh, Patty Maroon almost put one home. Patty Maroon, who will retire at the end of this season. This is crazy. I'm like, I just want. There's Ovi. I know he's going to change, but every time he's out there, we got to mention it. Every single time. Oh, Ovi's there. He didn't change. Does Sandin get it to him? Oh, tried. He tried. All right, I'm just pulling up the Blackhawks roster because I want to look at something. Team info, draft picks, cap projections, depth chart. Give me the lines, daddy. So the Blackhawks are dressing Donato, who's had a great year, Bedard and Mikheyev, Teravainen, Nazar, and Bertuzzi, Slaggert, Moore, Kurashev, Foligno, Veleno, and Maroon. At least they're all real NHL players. By the way, Hayden asked, does anybody regret their contract the way that Tyler Bertuzzi does? And I think Tyler Bertuzzi, first off, wanted to make bank. So he got bank in Chicago. Secondly, this first year has sucked, no doubt. But I do still think the Chicago Blackhawks are going to be better next year. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team unless they make some crazy, like, oh, they signed Mitch Marner and Aaron Ekblad. Then maybe we're talking playoffs. Got to get that goaltending situation sorted out. But I would say that the vibes will be better in Chicago next year, and Bertuzzi will be a part of that. I liked him as a Leaf. He had a rough start, but I liked him a lot in the playoffs against Boston. I thought he really shone. I thought he was great. Wes Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships, baby. Let's go, Wes. Somebody asks, "What if Alexander Ovechkin's record-breaking goal is like a deflection off his butt or something?" Why not? I think that'd be hilarious. You know what? Does it need like everybody wants the record-breaking goal to be on the power play from his spot, right? So if you're the Blackhawks, you know this. Please don't take any penalties. But if 894 goes off his butt, that's going to be like a TSN Sports Center top 10 moment for the next decade and a half. All right, back out to Sandy. It's it's these caps are good, man. These caps are good. They're not even like really turning on. They're just sort of playing with their food at the moment. Ooh, Radish has shot it. It is out. Hmm. Man, here's a list of guys in the press box for the Blackhawks. Reichel, Dickinson, Doc, Del Mastro, Crevier, TJ Brody, and Alec Martinez. Now, a couple of those guys, Doc, Dickinson, and Martinez, are injured. TJ Brody's just not playing. There's a contract. You want to talk about regret? 2-year deal, 3.75 mil. I feel like they're not thrilled. I feel like they're not happy about that. All right. What are we saying in the chat? Chat. What are we talking about? Michael Gallant says Ovi breaks it tonight, guaranteed. I hope so. Okay, so Chad, here's the question: if Ovi tie, let's talk about the next goal. Let's not talk about 895. Let's talk about 894. If he breaks it, or if he ties it, right? We're talking about if he ties it. How will the goal go in? Like, what is it off his butt? Is it a slap shot from the OV zone near the hash marks? Is it another goal like he scored in the first? Is it a breakaway, which he never gets? I want to know what you're saying. I want to know what you're saying. And by the way, how many Pittsburgh Penguins fans are watching this? And how many of you are rooting for Ovi? Gotta know. All right. Deb Beneke says his office. Joe says one timer. Marquette says power play goal. Brandon Reed says empty netter. So you don't think he gets another goal until later in the game? Uh, Cassie says have a lovely night, everyone. Hi, Cassie. Um. Oh, Steve says shorthanded goal. Steve Heltner. Hey, yo, Steve. He did have a shorthanded goal earlier this year. Not great. So he's only had one career hat trick against the Blackhawks. Well, tonight's for number 2, I think. Bruce Dickinson says Reichel was scratched for missing a team meeting. Would normally be Kurashev's spot. Yeah, Reichel's. It's not great when you do that, especially when you're a young guy. Number 8 is on the ice, kids. Let's get a face-off win. You know they're looking for him. He's just standing there. He's not even moving his legs. Not even bothering to pump those skates. Because why? Everybody knows what's going down tonight. See, here's the thing. Going into tonight, people were like, yeah, it could be tonight, but it could be against the Isles. Now that there's a goal and we're not even 10 minutes into this game, oh, I think people are like, yo, is this going to happen? 10-17 left to go in the first period. If you're looking to align your streams with mine. By the way, if he scores the 894 goal, that celebration is going to be cool. By the way, can you throw me some likes? But I think the 895 one is going to be apoplectic, Stanley Cup level. So the odds for a shorthanded goal are 60-1. Hayden, can you send me all the odds over from BetMGM? I want to see. Our partners at BetMGM obviously have this up. I want to know what the odds are for what goal. Now, 60-1 makes sense for a shorthanded goal because the guy rarely plays shorthanded and has only scored one shorthanded. I think it was one shorthanded goal in his career or something. Nuts. One more to tie. Oh, wow. How have they not scored? I thought Protus had that. Chikrin out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wow, the Hawks are an absolute dumpster fire on defense. It's unreal. How how do they play defense like that? The Caps looked there like it's like that doesn't look 5-on-5 to me. Oh wow, bad break, bad giveaway there. That was Leonard. It's a good thing that when you give the puck away against the Blackhawks, it's difficult for them to do much with it. There's Leonard again. Oh, he gets crunched. Okay. And after an early like 2-minute onslaught, as soon as Ovi scored, the wind kind of went out of the sails for the Blackhawks. I have a feeling that like every offensive zone faceoff is going to be just put Ovi out. If you're Spencer Carberry, how do you not? Just wait for the puck to leave the zone. Don't let him worry about breakouts and stupid crap like that. You don't need that. Okay, the odds for Ovi's goals, by the way. Will Ovi pass Gretzky this season? Yes is a plus 185. No is a negative 190. Well, duh. We think that's going to happen. Method of his 895th goal. Even strength is a negative 220. Power play is a plus 150. I would take the power play one. Shorthanded is a plus 66. Oh, baby. Ovechkin to score 895 versus Team X. Is the Blackhawks one really plus 3,000? So the best odds are actually on the Blackhawks right now. The Blue Jackets at plus 850, Islanders at 1,100, Penguins at 16, Hurricanes at 17, Blackhawks at plus 3,000. Dude, I would put money on that now. Like right away. Right away. Why not? $2? Are you kidding? What's that? That was prior to the first goal. Yeah, I bet those odds have gone down now. But I bet you there's a lot of people, a lot of Drew Livingstons at home going, Livingstone, excuse me. Drew Livingstones at home going, damn, I made the best call ever. I'm going to be a rich person tonight. Oh, Mahip Greasy says, I have Ovi scoring 3 goals tonight. It's a plus 2,000. Hey, baby, let's go. Richard said he was a plus 375 for over 1.5 goals tonight. Wow. And that was in Florida. That's bonkeroos. So Gretzky's got 5 shorthanded goals in his career. By the way, Wes Richard with the super chat. I honestly think that if Ovi had an empty net breakaway to beat the record, he would look to pass it to a teammate. Ovi is too much of a competitor to want to break the record with the empty netter. I think, respectfully, I think you're wrong. I think you're absolutely out of your mind. I think you're absolutely out of your mind. I think you would absolutely go for it, Rich. I do. Good that they gave Wayne a nice round of applause there. That's really nice. Listen, I think it's cool that he's there. Most first period goals, Ovi, Wayne, and Phil at 242, 241, and 240. So Ovechkin broke one of Gretzky's records already tonight. That's cool. I didn't know that. Real cool. Yeah, I like that. I think it's cool that Caps fans gave him a round of applause. SLS, Adam, if you had a non-Leafs or Devils jersey, which team and player would you get? Well, I did get a Devils jersey. I got a Sharks jersey. I got a Will Smith jersey from the Sharks. I mean, so if that doesn't count, then you know what jersey I really like? The Wranglers. I know that's an AHL team, but I freaking love the Wranglers jersey. So good. Go look it up. Calgary or yeah, Calgary Wranglers. Calgary Wranglers? Yeah, whatever. Wranglers. Uh, okay. Robert, Adam, might be a dumb question, but I've been watching hockey for years and I've never seen this before. Could you explain the odds of winning when they put up odds of winning division first team might be a plus minus? The person to ask about that, Robert, is Jesse or Drew. Those guys can explain betting odds far better than I could because they know that game a lot better than I do. I do it for like fun every once in a while. Those guys like know how it works. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sure people in the chat can reply to your super chat too, and they can sort of explain it. But essentially, if something's a minus, then you're basically having to put that down plus. I think people can explain this a lot better than I can. I'm terrible at this. I'm absolutely terrible at this. Tie game. Tyler Bertuzzi, who Hayden does not regret his contract with the Chicago Blackhawks. By the way, that was the quietest goal I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even see that go in. Damn. Well, that stinks. We don't want that. Boo his Chicago, you know? It's actually a good goal, too. Hayden says, what if 895 is the OT winner? It would be gorgeous. That's what Hayden just asked. What if 895 is an OT winner? It could be the most beautiful goal of all time. Like, I would love that. I can't lie. I think it'd be the greatest. Got the hiccups, baby. So I see a lot of people explaining Robert the odds thing, which is nice because I am not super good at it. Hey, Isabella makes a really good point in the chat. Everybody is going to want that assist. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Eric says they could break the record in a loss. No, that would be a Leaf thing to do. Oh my God, record broken, and the Leafs lose 5-4. How about Pierre-Luc Dubois for a second? Oh, Ryan Leonard trying to imitate Ovechkin there. He's number 9, Ovi's number 8. Shooting from the same spot. I love it. Go for it, man. Go for it. Nervous out of picking your nose, Adam? No, okay, our building, for whatever reason, this time of year is, oh, here we go, Leonard in. And it stopped. Every time I walk in here, I get allergies. And so I'm playing with my nose because I'm trying. It's itchy. I got to do something about this building, man. We gotta change the filters, I think, because I just get I get a real tickly nose, and what I'm trying to do when I do this is prevent myself from sneezing. That's what's happening. Timestamp, my broadcast is behind yours. So we're at I think it's 4:43. We just went to commercials. If that helps, I will give you a time check. I don't have Monumental Sports at my friend's house. I'm missing it. How's the crowd when Ovi scored? Tessa B, the crowd was jacked. They were pumped. They were really pumped. They were really pumped. Robert Bet, thanks, guys. Thanks for the help, guys and gals. Well, Gripper Nation kind of knows how to roll. By the way, 669 people watching. It's nice. It's a nice amount of people. I can only imagine what the energy in that building is tonight, eh? Like, that's got to be so cool to be there. That's why I was wondering at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm like, what did the scalp tickets go for? I'm going to tweet that. So Robert Malloy said he saw scalper tickets as far as like last row for $800 American. A ticket. Now, that wouldn't even get you a sniff at a Leafs playoff game. But let's be honest. It's a little different here than it is there. Not the Caps fans aren't insane and excited and whatever. Leafs fans are just bonkers and stupid. Why would you pay that much? It's crazy. Although tonight you're seeing history. Leafs fans is like, oh, we're going to go to a playoff game and likely be disappointed. I'm willing to blow several months of my rent on that. I can't explain it. I actually think you probably could get to a Leafs game for 800 Canadian in the playoffs. I think you could. I think you could probably get an okay seat. It's not that insane. Maybe I think so, right, Hayden? I think so. Oh, Hayden says you wouldn't be able to get to the lower bowl with 800 in the regular season. Well, you couldn't get 2 tickets. That's for sure. In the regular season, I don't know though about 800 bucks. I think you could get a lower bowl ticket, but not 2. I don't think. All right, here we go. No Ovechkin out there, by the way, so it doesn't matter. By the way, they need to white balance this camera. It looks like they're playing in the dark. When they switch to another camera, it's so much brighter in there. This main camera that they got, we gotta brighten up the thing there. The eye, it's like gray. Shots are 9-9. By the way, time check for anybody wondering, 4:23 is where we're at. And I'll clap when the face-off puck is dropped, so we'll be ready to go. What do you mean? All right, here we go. Gonna clap and drop the puck. Don't you fake drop it. Don't you dare. He fake dropped the puck. By the way, did you guys see the Anaheim announcers getting mad? It's like 13 seconds to go, and the linesman fake dropping the puck again. Oh my gosh! And they did it like 3 times. So annoying. Stop. Stop. There's no need for this. Okay, puck over the glass. 14 in the first. Connor McMichael, who had a pretty crazy start to the year, now fourth line because the Caps are really good. You know. Craig G, normalize SDPN calling non-Leafs games. Well, maybe it's a good time to tell you that the playoffs are coming, and Steve does the Leaf games for the playoffs. You and me, we're doing the Western Conference. And in fact, I'm going to try to do 2 Western Conference series. We'll see how that works out. Hayden and I don't like sleep. We think sleep is for losers. And we think you can take your loser ass sleep and you can shove it. That's what we think. Right, Hayden? Hayden refuses to do the Minnesota series, which is fair. Maybe I'll do one East, one West. Because if the Wild are playing, Hayden's going to be watching that. And we can't be doing that one. Mike Tyson, SDPN should probably do Oilers games. I did last year. I did Vancouver first series, and then it was Vancouver, Edmonton, and then Edmonton in the conference final. It was great. Fun go. So I think this year we'll probably just start with Edmonton. Watch, Winnipeg will just go on a crazy run this year. This is the year they get out of the first round. Oh, Ethan says, Adam, read my message. Okay, Ethan. Oh, hi, Ethan. Yo, what up, Adam? Low-key, love your streams. The most. Oh, we won't tell Steve and Jesse. Bands make her dance on repeat tonight after he breaks it. Agreed. Now, I can't put that on the stream because I don't have the rights to that song. There's Ovechkin out there, though, by the way. They're going to be looking for him. They're going to get set up. There it is. Ovechkin at the net by himself. Where's the Hawks defense? They're nowhere because they stink. If they had got that puck to him, he would have been alone with the goalie, eh? Like, that, man, the Hawks are bad. It's like only 8 more games of this torture, and then I don't have to be a Blackhawk all summer. Thank the Lord. Connor Bedard's like, I gave up McDonald's my whole childhood life for this. That's a fun fact about him. He apparently never had McDonald's, which, man, is anything worth not having a little McDonald's? Not even a little fry, a cheeseburger one time? Come on. Diego Ortiz, is Ovi 1 or 2 goals away? Diego, close. Good question. He is 1 goal away from tying first all-time. He is 2 goals away from breaking it. So 894 is Gretzky's record. Ovi's at 893. When he ties it, technically he's first. But they're not going to do the big celebration when he ties it. They're doing the big celebration when he breaks it. And that's fair. Pickleball Pat, I'll be watching Edmonton. Love him. Well, yeah, if we're doing a Western Conference series, I think we start with the Oilers because Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and they went to the Stanley Cup final last year. I don't think there's any justification not to be, oh, that's offside. That is 100% offside. And it looks like Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to go to the box for something. Was it Leonard that was shoulder high? Oh, I thought it was Dubois. Okay. I thought it was Dubois high stick on. Oh, so it was Leonard. Okay. All right. Refs are going to talk about it. Oh, Ryan Leonard. I want to see the replay on this. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. It's I mean, he listen, Valeno sells this, but yeah, dude. People are okay, and I'm watching the Monumental broadcast. I get why they're mad about this. I also get why the ref called it. Valeno sold the shit out of it. Ref saw it out of the corner of his eye. Welcome to hockey. Shit happens. Bigfoot says random stream today. There is nothing random about this stream. Guys, Alexander Ovechkin is going for 894 and 895. He already has a goal. Come on. Ovi shorthanded goal incoming. That'd be great. Tyson Barnett. Hey, Adam, is the NHL considering any expansion teams to Mexico? I think it's going to happen. It's not happening soon. I believe the first two teams that will make the NHL 34 is Houston. They've already got an owner lined up there, and Atlanta. And there's a couple of groups interested. And I don't believe the NHL has decided on them, but I'm pretty sure the Athletic, I think, did a profile on this guy. And I asked around about this guy with a couple of sources in the NHL, and they said he's legit. He has real money, and he's very interested. So Houston and Atlanta, I'm like 99% sure. But again, I reserve the right to say, well, that changed because things change. You never know. Hayden says, does Atlanta go by the Thrashers? I think not. I think, unlike the Winnipeg Jets, which actually had fond memories and had a good team in the 80s, I think that the Atlanta Thrashers were bad, and we should not call them that or curse them with that name. Should be something completely new. Bladassi Michael. So I'm assuming Michael is your first name. Will Jesse stream all four of Hella Fraud starts? That is a good question. It depends on. I'm sure Jesse would. I think we should make Jesse do that series. It depends on whether those games are the same night as the Leafs. Because if they're the same night as the Leafs, Jesse's going to be at the Leafs game being a reporter, right? At least on the home games. Craig G, predict the Stanley Cup final. Predict what the Stanley Cup final will be 4 years from now. Okay, I'll say Sharks because I'm partial and also because they're loaded. And in the East, Wilson with a nice shot. And the period is over. 1 goal, Ovi, 1 goal, Chicago. And that's all that matters. Who will be the East finalists in 4 years? Screw it, Leafs. Austin Matthews will be a grizzled vet. Leafs, let's go. Sharks Canadians, says Hayden. You know what? Not a bad pick. By the way, I saw a crazy stat. Did you guys realize? So Nick Suzuki got over 80 points this season. He's the first player since Kovalev in 2008 to be a Montreal Canadian and score 80 points. 2008. Mark Bergevin. What? The Carey Price years, man. You couldn't get one forward to get over 80 points? Mark, come on. Crazy. Crazy. So Carey Price, by the way, 2008 was Carey Price's rookie year. And I think 2008 or 2009 was Halak Spring when he was like, it was Halak Price. I think it's kind of nuts that Carey Price, his entire NHL career, best goalie in the league, him and Henrik Lundqvist. He had one guy in his first year hit 80 points and then never again? Never? Come on, man. Brutal. Brutal. The weirdo says the Habs are the Bears of the NHL. Yeah. Jesse Adlington says Habs success is a recession indicator. Well, that's true. The last time they were in the Stanley Cup final, it was COVID and the stock market wasn't good. And then, early on in the 2010s, like coming off the what do they call it? The Great Recession. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. That's terrible. Wow. So listen, that was a fun first period, guys. Real fun. Ovi's got a goal in a non-traditional Ovi way, just standing in front of the net. I love the fact that when he got an offensive zone faceoff, Strome tries to win the puck to him, doesn't get it. Ovi's like, but don't worry, he'll get it back. I'm not even going to move. He just stands there, just waits. The play starts to move on, and then he starts skating. He wants it, man. He wants it. Tyler Cawley says scoring was way down back then, to be fair. In 2008, maybe. 2015, 2016, scoring was pretty good. They just didn't get guys. Like they would always get like weird depth guys and sign them to long-term deals. I remember there was a guy from the Kings that they were like, yeah, we need this guy in a 4-year contract. Remember when they got Eric Cole too? Do you guys remember that? It's like, here's the answer to our problems. Eric Cole. All right, here we go. Huh. Another reason it has to happen tonight, Richard says, it's 4-4. So it's April 4th. And 4 plus 4 equals 8. Kind of like that. It's true. Net front present says OHL breakdown. Windsor 6, Sioux 2. Kitchener and Flint are tied at 1. Oshawa and Branton? Brantford? Tied 1-1. Random history pop quiz from Strange Radios, Adam. Which was the first country to institute a national emergency phone line? Example 9/11. I'm going to go with Great Britain, England specifically. Dan the Hockey Man, Michael Camilleri. Oh, man, he was good. I liked Mike Camilleri a lot. Lee says, is Gretzky at the game? Yes, he is. He is sitting with Gary Bettman. Craig G, if you could add any NHL player to the Leafs, but they have to be between the ages of 21 and 24, who would you pick? Any NHL player currently? And you're asking me to get all the best ones? Oh. This is a really good question. Hang on. Before I even mention the name. Oh, I was going to say Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes is 25. What about Jack Hughes? 23. Jack Hughes. There it is. Boom, done. Jack Hughes. No question. Yeah. 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 Yeah, for sure. Jack Hughes. If you'd asked me this question last year, it would have been Quinn Hughes. I think the Leafs could use a sweet third line center like Jack Hughes to play with Domi and Lawton. That would be all-star caliber. Domi would have he would get back to his 70-point season. No question. You imagine? Guy who can pass like he can pass? Crazy. Crazy. Matt Boldy on the Leafs. Hey, you love Matt Boldy, eh? Matt Boldy obviously is a Minnesota Wild player. Guys, answer this question. Any player in the league, 21 to 24, you can add them to your favorite team. Who would it be? Tell us. So you say Matt Boldy, Hayden. Why do you say Matt Boldy? Left winger plays top 6. Imagine him on the line with Tavares and Willie. But what would happen to Bobby McMahon? Said everybody. What about Bobby McMobby? Okay. By the way, we should probably play a clip here. I'm going to grab some coffee. What do we got here? Hayden? This is a good one. Okay, so I just want to say one quick super chat that I missed. Amory says, hey, Adam, fun fact, April 4th, 1986, Wayne Gretzky set the NHL single season record. I'm assuming it's for goals because he had 92 goals that year, didn't he? But I don't know what that is. What did he set the record for? Anyway, we're gonna Vancouver fans, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna love this. Rick Tocchet, does he actually want it? Listen, he's the coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Led to a lot of people gave him a lot of credit, and rightfully so, for their turnaround last season. But does he want to stay? And even though they hold the option on his contract, can they actually hold him? The answer is no. Have a watch. Rick Tocchet and the Vancouver Canucks. This is a story I've been watching with great interest. I've been watching your career with great interest. Because there's a lot of questions about, hey, Rick, how about that extension? And he's like, no, we'll do it at the appropriate time. I'm just focused on the next game, which to me is always coded language for, I'm not sure. Uh-oh. And I'm not saying that he wants out of Vancouver, but I'm not saying he wants to stay either. Because if he did, he's in line for a huge raise. His salary is apparently about $2.75 million, which if you're one of the NHL's top coaches, and if you look at his, the season he's coming off last year, he was.
Very good season.
And he should probably, maybe he's not going to be John Cooper highly paid, but he might be a $5 million coach. And it's interesting because Thomas Drance wrote about it today, and he said, it's clear Tocchet doesn't want his contractual situation to be a story while his club fights for its playoff life. The Canucks would prefer to work out an extension because they can exercise a team option. They have a team option on him this summer. They said it would be a major storyline once the season concludes and a serious conversation and negotiation for both parties involved. Now, I was talking to somebody today. I'm like, okay, so if Rick Tocchet says, I want to be the coach of Philadelphia, which we kind of talked about last week, right? I want to go to Philly. I played 1,000 games there or whatever. I want to go to Philly and be the coach there. The Canucks could simply say, well, you're not going. We'll exercise a team option. And I said, so what is it like? Why do the Canucks even want to worry about an extension right now? They just exercise the team option. And the person reminded me of something. He could just resign. And then the Canucks are paying him for the season to not coach for them. So if the Canucks exercise the team option, he can just say, yeah, I resign. And
what's the point of the option?
Exactly.
Wait, why do you get your check if you resign?
Because there is, I believe if you want to keep him out of working in a different competitive situation, you have to pay him.
Well, what if you just,
because coaches' contracts are guaranteed. Now, I think it would be probably where the Canucks would be like, okay, well, if what's clear here is the Canucks want to retain him. What's not clear is what Rick Tocchet wants to do. If he doesn't want to stay, he has the option to resign, but the Canucks, at a competitive advantage, could pay him to keep him off. Now, they could allow him to go and seek new opportunities, but then why exercise the team option in the first place? Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Not really.
What don't you see? He's allowed to just say, like, unlike a player, players can, they could cancel their contracts, but most of them don't do that.
The team option's worthless.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the team option gives them next to no control, except for it would keep him out of the NHL next season if they were willing to pay the 2.75 or whatever they owe him.
Oh, okay.
So, this is where, because Canucks fans are sort of like, what's he going to do here? Yesterday we found out, that Philip Hedl probably doesn't play for the rest of the season.
Yep.
There are real doubts about where this team is going. Now, got a lot of money to spend this offseason, attractive market, great players. They could probably bring in some good free agents.
Attractive market to who?
It's a great place to live.
Yeah.
If you're rich.
Yeah, well, but why does every NHL player who has the opportunity put all of Canada, not just Vancouver, on their no trade?
I think taxes are part of it. Media pressures are another.
Well, so every place is a good place to live if you're rich, and you can be richer somewhere else.
Sure.
You and I, mere peasants, are like, Vancouver? Awesome. That sounds great. And these guys are all like, let's sign in the same 4 places NHL players sign.
Right. Well, it's a storyline. I think it's worth watching because it's not just, oh, well, they got the team option, so that's that. It's not actually that way. He can resign. And now I doubt that would be messy. But the Canucks have been messy in the past. Like, there are certain teams that are just not messy.
I don't see it happen.
The Canucks are messy.
Yeah, I don't see it happen.
Yeah, I don't understand why this would happen.
Well, I think there are 2 reasons. Number one, if he doesn't want to be there and the Canucks want to keep him, this would be their power move. There are holes in it.
Why would they want to keep somebody who doesn't want to be there?
Well, I think
if somebody doesn't want to coach your hockey team, I don't think you'd go out of your way to keep them there.
I agree with that, Jesse, but they seem to be doing that. Like, look at what Kyle. Remember when Kyle Dubas was let go in Toronto? It was sort of like, I got to think about this or whatever. Mm-hmm. I know Tocchet is coaching and whatever, and he's talking about the fact that he just wants to focus on wins or whatever. If Rick Tocchet was 100, be honest with yourself. I know Canucks fans are not going to like this, but you're a guy or a gal, and you're making $2.75 million, and you know that you're in for a raise of probably double wherever you go. Okay. And the Canucks are going, we're willing to do that. Right. And there hasn't been any sort of story about the Canucks aren't willing to pay. They are willing to pay. They've said it publicly. We want him here. So, but your coach is going, we'll talk about it at the appropriate time. What's the appropriate time? Because if it were me being a pleb, I'd be like, hey, man, that sounds like a great extension. Let's go. Unless I was not sure about the future. So I think it's worth asking the question.
Do you think this is going to come down to a personnel thing? Like, this is going to come down to, either we make some significant improvements here or I'm out?
I don't know. That's the fun part about this story is I don't know. I would imagine he's probably like, after the season we've had, Pettersson's clearly got some sort of injury. He's not playing up to his standard. Philip Hedl has always had the injury thing follow him around. Mm-hmm. What's the future here?
Hey, whose team had a pretty good weekend? We got to watch them up close. The Abbotsford Canucks. They played 2 games against the San Jose Barracuda, kicked the Barracuda's ass both.
So you thinking Manny Malhotra?
I've already seen his name a couple times. Manny Malhotra, new coach of the Vancouver Canucks?
Question mark?
Could be.
Okay, just interesting. Well, hello, everybody. I'm trying to fiddle with the lights in here. I don't know how well it's working. I'm just trying not to look like a pale ghost. And it doesn't seem to matter what I do. This camera makes me look like a pale ghost. I don't even know. Like, I just don't even know. I don't even know what I can do about it. I'm trying. I got the camera equipment. I was playing around. I just look like pale ghost Adam. So maybe I can. No, does the contrast work? No. Saturation, maybe? Can I try that? I don't know. Sharpness. Can I sharpen up my jaw? Can it do that? No, we don't want sharpness. We want softness. White balance, automatic. Yeah, well. Whoa! Look at this. Whoa! I'm on fire. All right, here we go. That's actually a little better. What do you think, Hayden? No? A little less? Well, that's all it can do. So this is there we go. Yeah, I'm going to keep trying and keep messing with it because I'm just tired of looking like Ghost Adam, like dead guy. It's not Halloween here. Anyway, so here we go. Coming back for the second period. Gretzky's in the audience. We're ready to rock and roll. This is going to be fun. If you're just kind of tuning in, the Alexander Ovechkin train just got a little more exciting. The Russian machine put one home within the first 5 minutes of the game, and I think that's how you get people pumped. That's how you get the people going. You know what I mean? Craig G says, what would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now? He would save Terrence and Phillip too. That's what Brian Boitano do. Alex Tachev, if 895 is offside, would you rather it be disallowed after the celebration or go down in history as the goal that shouldn't have been? Alex, listen, or Alexi, I've already seen that, and the answer is the NHL just ignores it. The Stanley Cup Finals, Sabres fans, you know this. The Brett Hall foot in the crease goal, which should not have counted, which did count, but shouldn't have counted. But they started celebrating. We can't pick the confetti up. Oh, but the confetti is already happening. Yeah, so anyway. By the way, the cats that you saw on our little timer bumper there, those are Hayden's cats. Hayden, what are their names? And we have a face-off, by the way. So Huey and Gus are Hayden's cats. Orange one, Huey. Gray one, Gus. And Hayden is actually hanging out with his dog tonight. The dog's name is what? Evie. Amory says, hey, sorry, the gummy is hitting, but Gretzky broke the single season points record with 215 points on April the 4th, 1986. How about that? And good for you with the gummy hitting. Oh, Nazar scores. Oh my God. The Washington Capitals are down 2-1 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Great shot by Nazar, by the way. Absolute laser beam. Wow. Okay. Hey, what did you guys think of the Rick Tocchet segment while we're at it? What do we think? What do we think? More cats. Everybody's loving the cats, man. Hayden, your cats are popular. Tessa B, an empty netter would be somewhat muted, don't you think? I do not. I think people would go berserk. Truly. Truly, I think they would go nuts. Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think. 19:25 left in the second period for those wanting to align. Trigga says, Tocchet is definitely leaving. Adam, this is from Josh. What did you think of the Caps and the Canes game the other night and those penalties? Well, Steve and I got into a humdinger of a debate on today's show, like really good. And it's funny, whenever we get into debates like this, where one of us is yelling at the other person, everybody thinks like, oh, they must be fighting. You'll watch this and you'll be like, Mom and Dad are fighting. And then you'll realize that it's me and Steve, or it's me and Jesse, or it's Jesse and Steve. And we like straight up move on. So don't worry. High-pitched voices aren't necessarily angry ones. They're just ardent. So we had a good time. Here we go. Bedard does not win the faceoff draw. Waiting for the Caps to set up shop. I wonder if the Caps can draw a penalty here. We all want to see a Washington faceoff, right? Or sorry, oh my gosh. We want to see a Washington Power play. Why can't I think of this? Should I drink out of my AP mug available at the SDPN shop? It's crazy. The Chicago Blackhawks in the first period had 3 or 4 moments at least that were so bad defensively. It's absolutely shocking that the Caps didn't jump on them. And yet here we are. The Chicago Blackhawks are leading. Hockey is a funny game. Robert Bett, being a disgruntled fan here, but does it sound right at the end of the season? Standings will be Toronto to lose last game and Tampa will win last game, putting Toronto in second place to play Florida. It's the Leafy thing to do. I wouldn't feel that negative about it. I get why you feel that way. Listen, you should start feeling negative about things once the playoffs start, not before. Regular season, that's been the Leafs' bag, baby. They've been great. It's once the playoffs are happening that you go, hey, and actually, you shouldn't even start to fret until games 4, 5, and 6. Because you go, please don't go to game 7. We know what happens there. And the one time they didn't go to game 7, they won the damn series. How about that? Tampa Bay, 2023. I will never forget the reaction my wife and I had jumping up and down in our living room. Like, I remember picking her up and running around the house. It was so exciting. By the way, shout out to PJ Kirby, who just dropped 5 SDPN memberships. Matthew Ranch, Bintang Warrior, Rob R, and Jukels. You guys all just got memberships, and you are going to be a part of SDP VIP, which is pretty sweet. Extra episode each week. This week is actually a really good episode. Ovi just shifted off, by the way. I liked this week's episode. We go deep on a bunch of things. And by the way, make sure you thank Mr. PJ Kirkby, because PJ Kirkby rules. Mm-hmm. What 3 all-time records does Alexander Ovechkin currently hold? 3 all-time records that Alexander Ovechkin currently holds. No, with no advanced analytics. Okay, well, he holds the all-time record for most goals in the first period. He just beat that today. Gretzky has 241. Ovi has 242. Here we go. Capitals. It's not Ovi, but there's people. Okay. All time. Most hat tricks, I'm going to guess. And could it be possible that he has the most power play goals? I'll say that. Doesn't have the most hat tricks. Okay. He does have the most power play goals. Tied with Yager for the most game-winning goals, which is still a first place, and has most shots on goal in NHL history, and he's ahead of the next player by 1,000. Who is the next player? Okay, pull that up. What do you think of Mitch Marner? What team do you think Mitch Marner is going to get traded to? He's not going to get traded. He has a no-trade clause. Mitch Marner is going to test free agency, kids. He's going to July 1st without a contract. That's what he told the team to start the year. Now, that can always change. Maybe the Leafs go on a crazy run, and he's like, I can never leave here. This is my favorite place in the whole world. But from what we know right now, that's what he said to Tree to start the year. And I know Jonas Siegel had the one-on-one with him, and I know Jonas had to ask him about it. But I don't think anybody's going to ask him about it anymore. Like, there's nothing else to say. The guy wants to test free agency. He wants to know his market value. He's earned that. I don't begrudge him that. Just don't sign in. Like, you could re-sign in Toronto. Don't sign in the Atlantic, man. Don't do that. That will get you booed. After that, otherwise, people understand. Give me the shot stats, Hayden. Okay, send it here. You know what? Text it to me. These stats are crazy. Aiden just dropped a crazy amount of numbers, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to read that. I can't relay what you're saying. You're just going to have to text it to me. Net front presence asks, how long has shots been tracked for individual players? Hayden, do you have an answer to that? PJ Kirkby says, thank you to the SDPN guys for making my drives to work so much more bearable. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy to hear that. That's all we want to do. We just want to make your life for the time that you're listening happy. Have some fun. So they started tracking shots on goal for individual players or just teams, Hayden? We're looking it up. Okay, it looks like they started. Oh, what a nice little setup there. It looks like they started tracking shots in the mid 50s, 55, 56. Shots for individual player, we don't have an answer on yet, but we'll get on that. It was the same year, by the way. Strange Radio says I was correct on the history corner. England was the correct answer. They established a national emergency line in 1937. Canada didn't get one until the 1970s. Interesting. Oh, Ovi almost had one. Tom Wilson with a shot, and it's blocked, and that Blackhawks player is in pain. In pain. Trigger says, wasn't Marner asked if he wanted to go to the Avs? No, he was asked if he wanted to go to the Canes. They have to ask him. So the Canes were like, yeah, we'd like, you want Rantanen? Well, we want Marner. And so the Leafs would have to go to him and go, I don't know, do you want to go to the Canes? And he was like, no, I want to stay here, like I told you. And then the Leafs said, okay, then let's offer them. And I think it was it Minton, Cowan, and 2 firsts or something? And, obviously, the Carolina Hurricanes went with, they wanted Logan Stankoven instead. And they got 2 firsts and 2 thirds. So ultimately, Dallas made the better offer. You get the NHL player who's played real NHL games and was a factor in the playoffs last year. Yeah, I take that player over a couple of Magic Beans. No disrespect to Minton and Cowan. Was it Minton and Cowan? It was Cowan and somebody. Yeah, no disrespect, but like, oh, here we go. And that's Tom Wilson with a goal. It's not Ovi, but it's Tom Wilson in the most Tom Wilson way possible. 2-2, baby. Caps are now leading in shots. 12:51 left in the second period. I'm having a lot of fun with you guys tonight. I mean, listen. I could sit here and I could narrate this entire game, or we could just vibes it and chat and wait for Ovi to score goals. And I think we're all here to see Ovi score goals. Okay, so Hayden's got this shot stat for me. This is bonkers. Are you guys ready? So the shots on goal most in history. Crosby is the closest active player to Alexander Ovechkin. Okay? Crosby is 20th on the list, and he's the closest active player. 4,278. Isn't that crazy? Oh, and the Blackhawks score. Wow. Like, this is the thing I hate when the Leafs do it. Wow. That was, what was that, 10 seconds? 9 seconds? Oh, Carberry's going to lose his mind. He's getting flashbacks to being a Leafs assistant coach. I think that was Kurashev, who, by the way, is in the lineup because Reichel missed a practice or a meeting. And it's a good thing he did because Kurashev gets a goal. The Blackhawks are up 3-2, man. Weird. Anyway, shots on goal leaders in NHL history. Back to what's truly important. Crosby at 20th, 4,278. Okay, I'll give you third all time. Jaromir Jagr, 5,637. Number 2 is Raymond Bourque with 6,209, so 6,209. And first is Alexander Ovechkin, 6,844. It's pretty fair to say that by the end of his career, Alexander Ovechkin will hit 7,000 NHL shots. That's bonkers. Doesn't include playoffs. Amazing. PLD gets out to the point. Man. See, what's annoying about the Blackhawks being in this game for the Caps is the Caps can't play with their food. The Caps have got to, listen, I don't know if there's going to be like anybody that necessarily catches them in this. The Hurricanes are 9 points behind them, so ain't going to happen. But you don't want Ovi to break this record and then lose the game, do you? I don't think so. And he is out there, by the way. Tom Wilson just tried to get it to him. The Chicago Blackhawks are basically trying to play smother hockey as much as they're capable of against this Ovechkin-Wilson line. I don't blame them. Like I wouldn't want to be the team that Ovi scored the goal against, whether it's the tying goal or the 895, 894, 895. You don't want to be the team because you're that team forever, man. You're that team forever. You'll always be that goalie. You'll always be the guy that was on the ice. And yes, you witnessed history. I would rather witness history from the comfort of my couch. I don't want Ovi doing this against my team. That's a win for me. 10:48 left in the second period. The second period is going real fast. 10:38 left to go in the second period, guys. I'm going to keep looking at this. Dan, the hockey card man, says Ovi has also missed 3,500 shots over his career. So the ones I gave you were the shots that counted. The ones that went off the post or went wide, 3,500 more. That is bonkers. Life Ulpstad said, didn't Ovi get his 800th goal against Chicago as well? Yes, he did. Imagine he does it again. Only one career hat trick against the Blackhawks. Pickleball Pat, has Ovi missed the most shots ever? I would imagine he has. Robert Bett. I know I shouldn't be disgruntled already, but 50 years of cheering for the Leafs, I can't help myself. Well, Robert, that's fair. Listen, I can only speak to the reason side of your brain. I can't speak to the feeling. Believe me, I have the sinking feeling of dread too, for it is April and I'm a Leaf fan. I know the feeling. You know the feeling. The feeling is the feeling. You can't change the feeling. I'm just trying to defer to the side of my brain that's like, no, it'll be fine. J Rock says Nyes is more important than signing Marner, in my opinion. Listen, man, Nyes is pretty damn special, but you'll have a hard time selling me on the Leafs. It's more important for the Leafs to lock up a 50-point player than it is a 100-point player. Like, objectively, like that might be the way you feel. I love the way Nyes plays. I think if you put Domi next to Matthews, as we saw last year, he was excellent next to Matthews. I think you can find players that can do some of what Mitch does, but Mitch is an unbelievably complete player. Defense, offense, wears an A. Listen, I know that there have been criticisms and that sort of thing, but like objectively, who's more important to the team? I think every player on that team, including Matthew Nyes, goes, yeah, it's Mitch. Emo Jalapeno. What's worth if Ovi gets a hattie but Caps still lose, or when Matthews made his NHL debut, scored 4 goals and Leafs still lost? Well, here's the thing. The Leafs still stunk when Matthews scored those goals. The Caps do not stink. The Caps don't have like major injuries to be worried about either. The Leafs stunk. The Leafs were bad, and they were bad on defense for the next half decade. Like, they outscored their problems for a half decade. They really did. So the Leafs allowing 5 after scoring 4 and losing it in overtime, I mean, yeah, it sucked, but you have to remember they'd come off of a 14-year span or something where they'd made the playoffs once. Definitely not the greatest if the Caps are if they're not winning this game. You got to win this game for Ovi, man. Nyes was the primary assist on JT's series winner. Man, do you remember Matthew Nyes? He walked out of college, out of the Frozen Four, and then is instantly a factor in the playoffs. And he was so damn good that Sam Bennett had to give him a damn head injury and take him out of the series. You guys remember that? Sam Bennett came in and just basically missiled him right in the head. Annoying. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Caps in tight. Oh, and they screw that up too. Man, the Caps are doing a lot of nothing around the net. They're getting the shots, but like, dude, Capital, shoot it on the. It's Chicago. Hello, Blackhawks. Even Blackhawks fans can't believe it. They're like, what? What? Why aren't you shooting more? I don't understand. Craig G says you skipped my super chat. Did I, Craig? Oh, there it is. Opinion on Gretzky giving the U.S. team a thumbs up and not wearing a Team Canada jersey. Um, my opinion on it is I think Wayne Gretzky is a guy that is used to representing all of hockey. So he's not going to be like, he's probably used to giving everybody the thumbs up. I didn't care about that so much. Him not wearing a jersey, it would have been nice if he was. But I don't think it was, I never took that as intentional. Some of the other stuff, I get the criticisms on that, clearly. But the idea that that wasn't a deliberate snub, I don't buy that. I don't think that's in Wayne's repertoire. I just think he needs better PR people around him to go, hey, Wayne, put this jersey on. I don't think Wayne's thinking about that. You know what I mean? And maybe he should, but I think the PR people from Team Canada or the NHL or whoever set that up, here comes Ovi. Ovi. Oh, he tries to set it up. Ovi's back in his spot. They're looking. You got to be looking for him. There is a Blackhawk on him. Oh, we're going to get a breakaway. Donato, who has had a great year, steals the puck. I wonder if Donato resigns in Chicago, by the way. Yeah, I think Gretzky, I just think that was a PR mishap from and I don't think Mark Urizioni from Team USA, I don't think you could ever take him out of a Team USA jersey. Like, that guy's probably got a Team USA jersey tattooed to his chest. So that would be my opinion. Taylor Perreault, Ovi retires next year. When Crosby? I don't think Ovi retires next year, and I don't think Crosby does either. I think those guys, to me, strike me as guys that are going to go till like they're 42 or 43. And the longer they go, the more we're going to respect them. I think that all those two guys care about is playing hockey and having fun. And I think that they're going to be here a while. Robert Bett, let's bring Roger Nielsen Pyramid Power back. Didn't work then. Maybe it will now. I don't think it will. The reason the Leafs had to use Pyramid Power in the 70s is because they shouldn't have been there. They weren't good. But, there was 20 teams or whatever, and 16 of them made the playoffs. The Leafs regularly made the playoffs in the 80s with a losing record, dude. And everybody's like, oh, well, they didn't miss the playoffs very much in the 80s, even though they were bad. It's because it was hard to miss the playoffs in the 80s. Really hard. Hayden says he can tell you when Crosby's going to retire. Hayden, drop it on us, buddy. Okay. So Crosby is 71 goals away from passing Mario for the all-time Penguins goal leader. Then he can sail off into the sunset. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Taylor Choma says, didn't Ovi say he was going to play in Rush after his current contract's done? Yeah, I think he did. But if the Caps go, hey, Alex, why don't you stay longer? He might go, okay. I don't know. Trigga says Solani retired at 42. I think Ovi will play till 41. I have no doubt that Ovi plays in the KHL after this. Zero doubt. Zero. But I don't think that I don't think he's going to retire after. What did they get? Both have him and Crosby have 2 years left on their deals. I have a hard time believing he'd leave the NHL after that if he's still good. Net front presence. Do you think there's any active players playing that are going to challenge Gordie Howe for oldest player in NHL history? I think the only guy that could have, but it just didn't. His physicality, the physicality of the game, the speed of the game. I just don't know that that's ever going to be broken because Howe was in his 50s. I think that Yager would have come the closest. Obviously, he did. But yeah, I think the problem with the NHL game today versus where it was in the 80s is you have to be so fast. Who's going to have the body that will hold up to that physical punishment every single year? Because remember, Howe played in the WHA as well. It wasn't like he had an easy time. And that, I just don't know. You have to be a genetic anomaly, and Gordie Howe was. Craig G, chances Ovi wins another cup. I'd say pretty good. I mean, this Caps team is sick. If they're in the conference finals, is anybody surprised? Like, I'm already openly talking about the Caps Canes second round. No disrespect to Sheldon Keefe and the Devils, but it's going to be a hard series to win without Jack Hughes. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got to fight. We got a humdinger. Barn burner. Wow. Wow. The Caps, listen, this is the other thing with the Caps. They're not a team to be messed with. They don't appreciate people taking runs at their guys, and they will not back down. Look at Levshinov. Him and Leonard are just, we're young and we're not particularly good at this, but we're going to push. We're going to push each other. I want to see the replay here. I want to see. Where is it? Taylor Perot, who's your stream team this year with Nashville out? I think likely I'm going to be doing the Edmonton Oilers in the first round and probably another Eastern Conference team. So I would say if the Leafs, oh, wow. So, yeah, Nazar kind of, yeah, I get why they went after him. In the playoffs, that's like a normal play, but yeah. The Caps are like, hey, don't take out our free agent signing awesome defenseman in this nothing-ass game, you jerk. Anyway, yeah, I think it'll probably be like I will try to follow Canadian teams a little bit, although I'm dying to do that Dallas Stars Colorado Avalanche series. So maybe, like, I don't know how long Montreal is honestly going to last against the Capitals. I really don't, because Montreal will play the Capitals. So maybe it's a 4 or 5 gamer, and I can then switch to because I have to do the Edmonton series. You can't not do the team that went to the Stanley Cup Finals. By the way, the Caps are now on a power play, and Alexander Ovechkin is taking the ice, kids. Are you ready? Let's go. 2-minute power play for Nazar for slashing. No penalty in return. Let's go. Blackbeard says a Leafs-Habs Eastern Conference Final would be epic. Yes, it would. And I think also impossible, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, it wouldn't be because the Habs are a wild card team. Good point. It's kind of stupid, though. Yeah, it's so stupid, though, because, like, why would the Leafs have to then play one of Tampa or Florida? If the Canadians somehow got through, they should play the freaking Canadians. If they finish first, they should play the worst team. Stupid. Well, maybe they would, because they would still be the number 1 seed if the Capitals don't get through. I don't know how that works. James Stemler, Steve, Battle of Ontario, Adam, Battle of Florida. Battle of Florida would be good. It would be real good. But I think, we're Canadians. We got to follow the Canadian teams a little bit. I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe we should take a vote. I'm open to that. I'll take a vote. I just can't do the same night as the Leafs are playing, obviously. Okay, Chikrin. What are we all doing here? We're pretending that Ovi is wide open. The man is open. Just put it to Ovi. See, you're jerking around with it in your end, or as my shop teacher used to say, stop screwing around. My shop teacher was literally the guy from South Park. I'm not kidding. Come on, 60 minutes or 60 seconds left. You can't give me a power play where Ovi doesn't gain possession in the offensive zone, guys. Emo Jalapeno. My bad if you already discussed this, but if Ovi doesn't make it in fewer games, who's the next contender? Good question. It's probably Austin Matthews. Alexander Ovechkin, by the way, I believe if he scores the goals tonight, will do the goals record in less games than Gretzky did, which is freaking bonkers. Here we go. Ovi, shot. And it just misses. Get possession. Boys, get possession and get Ovi the puck. Get it to him. There he is. Ovi's got the puck. And he puts it through some legs. Over to Ovi. Get it to Ovi. Ah! Oh, my God. Wrist shot JBB, who is currently, he said the current playoff format is good. What if it could be better, though? I didn't know Gary Bettman was in the chat tonight. What's up, Gare? Say hi to Wayne for us. Praise Bettman. Oh, that for sure is Gary. Or it's Bill Daly. Could be Bill Daly. Who's to know? Colin Campbell, maybe? It's not Cash Patel. No. Hayden said it could be Cash Patel. It's not. It's not. I think Cash is hanging with Gretz. All right. 4:49 left in the second period. I'm angry at the Capitals, guys. You had 2 minutes of not giving the puck to Alexander Ovechkin. What the hell is wrong? 4:33, 4:32, 4:31, 4:30, 4:29. Hal says, "Hi, Adam. I just wanted to say hi." Hi, Hal. How are you? Thanks for hanging out. Hey, man, look at that. We got a lot of people on the stream tonight. Hey, while you're here, can you just throw me a quick like? The likes are a little bit low. All right? We're not doing big numbers on the likes. And when you do the likes, more people, YouTube goes, "Hey, a bunch of people are liking that video." And then it pops that video into their feed, and then we get more people in Gripper Nation. Lindsay Hockey Fiend, for real, do you think Gary Bettman has a burner account? No. I don't think so. I don't think Gary Bettman has social media. I don't think, and you know what? If you're the commissioner, what do you need social media for? You got people for that. It's a good question, though. I mean, does he need to look at Twitter every day? I mean, the man is in his 70s. How many people in their 70s do you know that like regularly use Twitter? Hal Nimoy says, "But then how can we maintain this best kept secret on YouTube?" Don't worry, we got a long way to go before this stops being the best kept secret on YouTube, kids. Long way to go. Adrian Ainge, "Hey Adam, great to see you guys in San Jose. Keep the road trips coming." I'd love to do another one next year. Man, I would do the Sharks again. Oh, but barring that, yeah, we should do that more often. You're right. J Rock says we should go for 895 likes. That is a great idea. I think you need to do it. Why not? .245 left in the second period, guys. Not a whole lot doing for the Caps offensively. I hate to say it. No, I don't hate to say it. I'm surprised to say it. The Chicago Blackhawks have done a pretty good job in their defensive zone. They're clearly on high alert tonight. Not a great team. Have had some bubbles, but none of the stuff that they've done has really been taken advantage of by the Caps. So there we go. Hayden sends me a stat. Arda or Cal. Another random Alex Ovechkin record broken. This is the 35th time in his career Ovechkin has a four-game goal streak, passing Mario Lemieux who had it 34 times. So 4-game goal streak, so at least a goal in 4 straight games. 35th time in his career. Mario had it 34 times. That is crazy. That's a random dude. Who knows? Who even thinks of these stats? Sometimes these stats, I'm like, who's looking at this? But there are people that actually this their full-time job is just NHL stats. And you know what? I can't even imagine. If I was good at numbers, I can't imagine a better job. Like, can you? I got to watch a bunch of hockey. I got to look up a bunch of hockey. I got to check out hockey numbers all the time. Sweet gig. That's a good way to live. Here we go. 56 seconds left. Where's Ovi? Just put him out there. Just put him out there. Every time that puck goes in the ozone, just put him out there. Screw lines. Doesn't matter. Oh, you play wing? Too bad. This is Ovi's night. Ferravari with a good little shot. You know what? Very little going to the net for the Caps right now. So Ferravari doing that is good. Objectively good. Craig G, do you think Quinn, McCarr, and Hudson will ever break the single season record for points by a defenseman? I think that's 135 single season points by NHL defenseman. I think it's Paul Coffey. Oh, Bobby Orr. Okay. Most points defenseman. Okay, so I was off by 1. So Paul Coffey got 138 in 85-86. A lot of those were assists to Gretzky. He had 48 goals, by the way. 48 goals. Bobby Orr in 70-71 had 139 points, 102 assists. Like, what do you even do if you're a team that goes up against a player like that? Like, that sucks. And back then, there was what was there? There was like 18 teams back then, 16 in the early 70s. Like, there was expansion in like 1972. What do you do? Just hate your life? Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. That's crazy. Paul Coffey actually and Bobby Orr own all of the top 10 points for a defenseman season all time. The top 10 best seasons for points by a defenseman are owned by two guys. So Coffey at 10 with 103 in 89-90 with the Penguins. In 88-89, he had 113 with the Penguins. Bobby Orr at number 8 with the Bruins in 71-72 with 117. In 69-70, he had 120 with the Bruins. At number 6, Paul Coffey again with the Oilers, 84-85, 121 points. Bobby Orr at number 5, 73-74, 122 points. Number 4, Paul Coffey, Edmonton Oilers, 83-84, Stanley Cup winning year, 126 points. Bobby Orr, 74-75, 135 points. Paul Coffey, number 2, 85-86, 138 points. And Bobby Orr, 70-71, 139 points. So when Paul Coffey scored 48 goals in that season, Hayden just looked it up. He had 9 shorthanded goals. By the way, Ovi's on the ice. He's got the puck. He's going to shoot. Ah, it went wide. Ah, damn it. That's 2 shots that have gone wide by him. By the way, he has over 3,500 missed shots in his career. Here's another one. Oh, they're all over him. They're triple teaming him. Oh, we were so close. You know, if that shot had connected, it's going in, man. It's going in. All right, here we go. Ovi's at the other blue line. Caps gain zone. 10 seconds to go in the period. Puck is flipped around to Ovi, who flips it out in front of the net. Nobody there. Back down low to Ovi from John Carlson. 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. And that is the end of the second period. Damn it. Barbershop window. 1985 Oilers, greatest hockey team ever. Yes, probably. And they still didn't win the cup. That's how hard the playoffs are. 85 Oilers are the best team to ever not win the cup. Crazy team. Just a crazy hockey team. Emo Jalapeno just dropped 5 STPN memberships. Thank you, Emo Jalapeno. It's great. Austin True, Luke Venables, Adrian Ang, Anders Ruff, Manic Mike 333. All of you can thank Emo Jalapeno because you can now watch our VIP, which is sweet, actually. Our VIP is really cool. We got extra stuff. And if you like STPN content a lot, you can also upgrade to STP VIP ad-free. It's only $6.99 a month. You watch everything we have without any ads. And it's really like the most hardcore people. Even the comment sections for those videos are awesome. So I think you should be a part of the community. You can also subscribe on, and I apologize for my nose. It's just the allergies in here. If you subscribe on Apple or Spotify, you get everything ad free. $6.99 a month. Beautiful. Beautiful. At 10 years old, Gretzky scored 196 goals in his hockey league and 158 with lacrosse. Yeah, I remember reading that Wayne was actually like relative to his to each sport, he was the better lacrosse player, but knew that he couldn't make money playing lacrosse, so he decided to really focus on hockey. And his favorite sport growing up was baseball. Loved baseball. Craig G, best player to never win the cup, and you can't say Joe Thornton. Marcel Dion. Easy. Marcel Dion is the best player that never won. No question. Josh Halliburton, Blackhawks should just let Ovi break the record for his legacy. I don't think they look at it that way. Just being honest. I don't think that's their thing. Wouldn't the best team to ever not win a cup be the 2022 Bruins? Most wins and most points in a season ever. Yes, I can see where you're coming from, but I really want you to look up the Edmonton Oilers from 1985. There are like 5 Hall of Famers on that team, and they all went off. Like Gretzky, I think had 92 goals that year. It's crazy. 92 goals in a season, guys. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's just a different. It's so crazy. Silent Rob 1192. A McDavid is the answer for me, but I guess that's not really fair to pick active guys since they have a chance. I guess it's Silent Rob 1192. You can make the argument McDavid. I hope it doesn't stay this way, but you can make the argument. I think now that damn, you've made me think now because there's no question McDavid is the best player of this generation. None. But has he gotten far enough in his career that we are considering him the best player to never win a cup? You might have a point. You know what? I'm going to bring this up on the show. Is McDavid the best player to never win a cup in league history? And here's a good question. And is Leon number 2 in that category? Do they both beat out Marcel Dion? Damn. Silent Rob 1192 giving me show topics for Monday. Thank you, sir. Robert, bet I missed your did I miss your super chat? Let me find it. Where are you? I know it sounds crazy, but with the current NHL, do you think that records like Gretzky's will be beat sooner with the great talent coming up? I think it's possible. I don't think goal scoring's been up all that much this year. I haven't looked at the aggregate goals, but if you look at the top players, there's only one player, and that's Leon Draisaitl, who's eclipsed 50 this year. We had a guy with 69 last year. So I don't know if overall scoring is down. I'm curious to see how it ends, honestly. But it's worth looking into. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I think that perhaps some of Gretzky's records will be beaten. The one thing that I don't think you can beat is like the assist record is so crazy. It's so goofy. And that's because a lot of games in the 80s were like 8-5, 8-6. And like coaches in the NHL these days are like, oh, we hate games like that. Fans loved it in the 80s. Loved an 8-6, 8-5 game. We don't see that at the NHL level very much. So I would say some of them, but not all of them. I know that's really like a fence-sitting answer, but that's what it is. Okay, let's go here. Michael Roberts. VIP is absolutely worth the price tag. Get in on the VIP. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, buddy. J-Rock. Top 3 fave former Leafs to go on to win a cup elsewhere. Well, the funniest one was Phil Kessel. Funniest one was absolutely Phil Kessel. Another hilarious one is Larry Murphy. The Leafs signed Larry Murphy. The fans were just decided they didn't like him, even though he's one of the greatest defensemen in NHL history. And he goes on and he wins 2 cups with the Detroit Red Wings, playing with like Nick Lidstrom. It's insane that the Leafs allowed their fans to run a guy as good as Larry Murphy out of the building. Insane. That should be studied. And then the other one, top 3 fave former Leafs to go and win a cup elsewhere. Trying to think who else won. Thomas Cabriolet, Boston Bruins, 2011. James Stemler, your thoughts on the animated hockeyverse idea? I like it. I got a 5.5-year-old. She will watch parts of hockey, but expecting her to watch the whole game. I mean, first off, she doesn't stay up that late. Second, she's got other stuff to do. I think it's cool. They do it with Formula One as well, where they have an animated race. And they're doing it with football. And I think, have they tried it with basketball yet? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's a cool idea. And entertainment is so, like when our parents were growing up, there was like 3 TV channels. When we were growing up, like as a 37-year-old, there was like 40 channels, and now there's 8 bazillion. Like TV, streaming, YouTube, whatever. So leagues just never adapted to that and are only now going, oh yeah, I guess we should reach out to younger fans to get them hooked early, which is, what you kind of have to do. So I love the animated stuff. I wish it was a little like I wish that the players actually looked in the face area like they do in like I wish it was like video games where it's like, oh, you look at their faces and it looks like them. But maybe that's coming because right now the Sportsnet one, the hockeyverse one, all the players, I think all their faces look exactly the same. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Leafs game when they do the next gen game, but they basically take all the Leafs players and make them look like Fortnite characters. And I think younger fans can relate to that, man. And I think you should do that. Daniel Doso, did Wendell Clark ever win the cup? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Jordan and Pippen. Who is the Pippen of the NHL? I would say the Pippen to Wayne Gretzky's Jordan was Yari Curry. Yari Curry, who never, ever gets spoken about as one of the greatest players of all time. Because I think Gretzky and Messier and Coffey were on that team, and it's hard to. And people go, oh, well, just looks like he just fed off Gretzky, but like he was good on his own too. Yari Curry was the Pippen. Say that again, Hayden. Backstrom is yours with Ovi. Ovi's the Jordan, Backstrom's the Pippen. Is Malkin and Crosby? Is Malkin the Pippen? Because he'd be good. I like that. Who's the Pippen of Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr? Can you even? That's not fair to either of them. I think it's Jagr because when they played together, Jagr was younger, but then Jagr became like great too, like insanely great. Thinking about the Islanders dynasty, who was like Pippen to Guy Lafleur with the Canadians in the late 70s. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's a tough one to call. I like that question though. Like that question a lot. Hey, okay, here's the deal. We are gonna play a clip. And what's this one, Hayden? Oh, this is great. Okay. So Steve had this crazy rant on Monday about going through airports and how much he hates it and how they treat you at airports. Aaron Backhouse, by the way, welcome to STP VIP. So our VIP episode actually comes out tomorrow. But if you got a VIP like gifted to you today, this is what you're in for. If you haven't signed up for VIP, this is where we talk about stuff that's outside hockey. And this is something we used to do all the time. Every episode, I used to build it where it would be like, okay, first hour is going to be hockey, second hour is going to be pop culture. Every episode was like that. We used to only do 2 a week. That's how we did it. And then people started going, oh, is this supposed to be a hockey podcast? Why are you guys talking about Justin Bieber or whatever? And we just started to become deeper and deeper into hockey. So then we had to talk more hockey. And then we added a third episode a week about 3 years ago. And we're like, you know what? This is where we'll talk more pop culture. Nope. Talked more hockey. So then we added the VIP where we talk exclusively about other stuff, other sports, pop culture, whatever's going on. And Steve's rant here, it's a secondary rant, but it's still a great one. And it's about traveling at the airport, and it's hilarious.
There's lots to talk about today, including emails about Steve's airport experience, which is, to sum it up, Steve, what would you say?
Negative.
No. What I mean is, like, what's your issue? And a lot of people have the same issue.
So it's a common mistake. When you go to the airport, unfortunately, a lot of people who work at the airport are under the impression that I work there, and I friggin' don't. So how about you don't talk to me like I'm a piece of shit on your shoe, Karen, or Kyle. That's all.
Okay. Now, Jesse,
We have 2 stories.
let's go.
One comes from Will, who's a pilot. Will says, I'm a pilot with a Canadian airline that operates
Just a pilot? Sorry.
that operates out of Pearson. I can provide proof, but he doesn't need to do that. We believe you.
No.
One story-
ID badge now.
While most employees there are wonderful, some miss the mark like a Cody CC slapshot.
Damn.
Customer service at the airport requires a very different skill set than most other customer service positions. People that are often stressed and navigating a strict set of rules in an unfamiliar setting. It's our job to remember that and make the process easier for people. One story I'll share is one day I was early to my gate and was just waiting for the rest of my crew to arrive. We were sharing a gate with a non-Canadian airline, so it was just their gate agents and myself. An older lady approached the agents in obvious distress, speaking a mix of broken English and Italian. Might have been Steve.
That was me.
Yes. Dressed in his Nona's outfit.
I was.
Wondering where her gate was. The gate agents took one look at her boarding pass and told her this isn't a pass for this airline, and literally turned their back and refused to speak with her. I offered to look at her boarding pass and immediately noticed the cause of her confusion. She was early to her flight, that the previous flight hadn't left her gate yet, and that's why the screen still said Boston instead of New York, where she was going. I don't think she understood my explanation, but a smile and confirmation of her gate number was enough to ease her mind and get her to where she needed to go. I'm always happy to help a passenger who asks me anything, even if it's not my job as a pilot, but the Evan Bouchard backcheck level of care from the gate agents and the delegation of their job to me struck a nerve with me that day. TLDR, Steve was 100% correct in his rant. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal.
Right.
If you're a customer service agent, serve the customer. That being said, sit down or stand away from the gate until your zone is called. That does drive us all crazy.
Yes.
That's from Will.
Why do people go to a gate and just stand up?
Yeah, when it's not their zone.
Oh. Yeah, I used to come home from the zoo every day. This is customer service experience, and I would complain about customers. You don't do it at them. You don't do it in their face. Who raised you? Who hired you? What? That is not where I thought that was going. As soon as I hear, he's a pilot, I'm like, okay.
You're
I'm
about
about to
pilot
get
agrees.
carved.
We have another email from Austin who also agrees with you, and they have a story as well.
Let's
always send in your stories. Your stories are awesome. Austin writes, I went on my first plane ride about 13 years ago when I was 14 years old. I was going through security. I had an open bottle of water and a pencil. Remember, I am 14 years old with my family going on a trip. We flew from Pittsburgh to Orlando because it was cheaper to drive to Pittsburgh and fly than fly from Pearson. Oh, interesting. I assume that's probably the case for a lot of flights because flights from Canada are expensive.
My wife, I can't remember where she was going, but she drove to Buffalo and flew out of Buffalo because it was cheaper.
Yeah, it's a great hack.
Yeah.
Anyway, Austin writes, the TSA person says, what do you think those are? In a snarky, I'm better than you tone. I said, Steve's gonna not
That's
bother.
exactly what happened to me.
I said, well, that's a bottle of water and typically you drink those when you're thirsty, and that right here is a pencil. You use those to write words. Apparently, they can't take sarcasm back, and I was nearly not allowed to fly because they have giant sticks shoved up their far.
You're a piece of shit.
I won't continue what Austin wrote, but he says, who's to say? Steve, you are right. Airport workers assume we should just know everything and can't communicate at all times with general respect.
So when you are disrespectful at your job, when you're a across the board hunk of shit at your employment where you're paid, that's okay. Mm-hmm. I give it back to you a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm a fucking international flight risk.
Yeah, you can't get on the
You
plane.
suck ass. Go get another job.
What gets me about this is that's a 14-year-old. All 14-year-olds are pricks. Like every living 14-year-old boy is an asshole. You shouldn't be punishing this kid for being sarcastic back at you when you started it. That's what you should expect out of a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, recovering 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I regret to inform you, when I was 14, I was a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, you were snarky ass.
And I'm still sorry about it.
So I think everybody's on your side about the workers there at the airports.
Listen, I get it. It's stressful. You got to deal with idiots all day. Who's that helping? Who's that helping? You're going to go to the
Them
break
protect
room
the country.
and be like, yeah, I was a dickhead to a high school student. Oh, yeah, good for you.
No, you're helping them protect the country.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Fuck you.
I have to say, making that a reason that a 14-year-old can't fly is just embarrassing.
Because he went meh. Because you went meh. Fuck you. Oh, God. I was ready to get a tsunami of backlash for that. And I was like, I don't even care. And everyone, this is how much you suck. I was like, get another job. Like I was just complete, John and Kate +8 haircut about this. And no one defended you. No one defended you. People who work at the airport. So knock it off. Step your shit up. By the way, people who work at airport restaurants, godlike service.
They're very nice.
Godlike service. It's like all the service that everyone you need to get in the airport, all of their customer service skills went to the people who work in the restaurants.
Oh.
The weirdest thing. The weirdest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be different if they were working for tips.
Sorry, video clip. You almost interrupted the period. Period started. Let's get going. Now, apparently Buck had a chirp for Jari Kurri. He said, Curry overrated, ranks 53rd in era-adjusted points. Hey, you know what's cool about era-adjusted? Cool. I know Steve wrote a bunch of articles on it, and I used to be like, you're a nerd. Cool, man. Why don't you be a nerd somewhere else? Jari Kurri forever. I will not stand for this Jari Kurri erasure. Mellon says, is Tony Hand the best player to never win a cup? Probably not. He's probably pretty good, though. Not the best one. By the way, I think the Hockey News tweeted out, this is hilarious. They're just trolling. Austin Matthews, what did they say? Hang on. They tweeted about Austin Matthews because it always has to come back to Toronto. Austin Matthews has a higher goals per game average than Alexander Ovechkin. You see? You see? You see? I did say that. I did say that. Man, I got to tell you, the Chicago Blackhawks are just whooping the Caps. The Caps look flat as hell tonight. What's going on here? It's weird. I'm just trying to, I don't know what the hell to put my coffee. There it is. There we go. Let's go. We got to face off. And is the ref going to fake drop the puck? Here we go. Yeah, there it is. 19:08 left in the third. Leonard Dowd. Trigger says era adjusted isn't a real thing. Go Jari Kurri. You know what? I'll call Steve. Call Steve Dangle-Glynn. See what Steve says about it, because he's a nerd.
What do you want, Mr. Adam Wylde?
So Steve, I'm live on the stream. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about some of the best players to never win the cup. And I got a great debate for us on Monday. But the thing I want to know is Jari Kurri. Okay. Jari Kurri, I think, is one of the most underrated players of all time. Nobody talks about Jari Kurri. Buck on the chat said, hold on. Okay, yeah. Buck on the chat said Jari Kurri stinks. He's actually 53rd in era-adjusted points. And I said that you used to have to write articles about era-adjusted points, and I used to call you a nerd. Do you believe in era-adjusted as a stat?
I believe in era-adjusted, but I also believe that Buck is a massive dork. For believing that. You can only play against the competition that's in front of you, and Jari Kurri is actually sick. And I don't think Buck meant it. I think he's being very Jesse about this.
Yes, yeah, I think he's taking a Jesse position.
Yes. Also known as indignantly wrong. Yeah, how I would quantify a Jesse position.
Okay, all right.
Wrong.
All right. So you think massive nerd, no chance?
Big chungus nerd. Yeah, no chance. Dude.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check and see. The Caps might be going to the power play here, by the way. So I hope you're ready.
Oh.
Yeah. Trevor Van Riemsdyk just got tripped.
Okay.
I think it's Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon might be the reason why Wayne Gretzky's record gets tied. And I think that's sweet revenge.
Ovechkin is going to tie it. The game is going to go to overtime, and he's going to break the record in overtime.
Okay. All right. Is that what you think?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, it was a slew foot. He tripped him with his foot.
I will bang a table.
I'm just telling you, it was a slew foot.
I'll bang a table.
All right. Have a good night, man. I just wanted to call.
All right. Oh, here we go. Let's get a goal.
All right. Let's go. Later. See? Buck? Nerd. Bubble Butt says back. By the way, Buck, we love you. Bad Takes with Jesse Blake. That should be the name of his podcast. Craig G. I want credit for Monday's discussion. Craig G. I will put that down by Craig G. and Silent Rob. 1192, because he deserves that. Silent Rob. Ovi to Ovi. He's open. Strome, what are you doing? Ovi scores! He's tied the record. Wait, is it Strome's goal? No, it's Ovi's goal. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Ovechkin has pulled into a tie, I think, with Wayne Gretzky. He pointed at Strome, though, but I think it's because Strome assisted on it. Who's going to get this? Has he? Hang on. What happened here? Oh, Ovi did not score. Connor Murphy own goal. Connor Murphy prevented Alexander Ovechkin from getting goal 894. Damn. Okay, good. So it was Strome's goal. Went off two Caps players. It goes off of Connor Murphy's skate and his stick and his defense partner and goes in. Damn. That is the Blackhawks season in a nutshell. Damn, I wanted Ovi to get that one. That would have been cool. All right, well, that's fine. They'll just have to get it another way. I need the Caps to start playing better, though. Some offensive time for Ovi would be cool. I thought we were so damn close. I got faked out. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh. Man, I got to tell you, I am like frustrated by the fact that Connor Murphy did that. Can you believe Connor Murphy did that to Alexander Ovechkin? Coco Captaincy says, staff, oh crap, put the confetti back in the balloons. Yeah, it's so true. Can you imagine? By the way, Protus looks hurt. I hope he's not seriously hurt. That sucks. What happened? Oh, he just got it hooked on. Oh, no. Did he get... Oh, no. It looks like he got cut. Or maybe oh, that's weird. Connor Murphy would rather score on his own goal than let Ovi tie the record. So true, Sedin Magic 15. So true. Unrelated coma, I missed it. What did Connor Murphy do? Well, Connor Murphy thinks. Connor Murphy had he was shorthanded. Puck was shot by Dylan Strome. It went off of one Hawks player, hit Connor Murphy's skate, and then Connor Murphy own goaled it to keep it away from Ovi. Amo Jalapeno, I thought April Fool's was over. Buck, I love STPN crew. This coming from a Sens fan. Man, we love you, buddy. Thanks for being a good sport. Ovi is second on the Capitals in ice time tonight. We need to get something going 5-on-5, Caps. You're not getting another power play. There's no way. There's no way. It would be so nice if Ovi could do this against, in front of the home fans. I mean, against these Caps, and I just want to see it happen. We got 15 minutes to go here. Come on, Alex. Let's make it happen. Whoa. Leonard is being held and then is holding back. Who's getting a penalty? Is it the Caps? Is Bedard? Leonard got held for sure. Wow, Bedard to the box. Ovi to the power play. Time to feast. Let's go. 14:53 left in the third period. Guys, I am going to give you a clap to start this face-off so that way you know. Oh, yeah, Bedard. Why does Bedard do that? But Daddy. Oh. Oh, Ovi misses it at the blue line. Hey, guys, just get in there. John Carlson, bring this puck up. Get it set up. Don't give away the puck to the Blackhawks. That's a bad idea. I forgot to give you a clap at faceoff, didn't I? 14:35 left in the third. Okay, let's go. Shot of coffee to the veins. Okay. Go to Ovi. Go to Ovi. He's alone. They're leaving him open. He's open enough. Chychrun's looking for him. He's looking. He's waiting. They're going to go to low. There it is. Ovi open. Ovi's open. Ah! Get it to him, boys. My God. Okay, over to Ovi, to Ovi, to the back of the net, and he scores! There it is! Alexander Ovechkin on the power play has tied Wayne Gretzky. Two players own the record for first in total regular season goals. Their names are Wayne Gretzky, Alexander Ovechkin, and nobody else. The benches have cleared for the Washington Capitals, but they're not going to do the ceremony yet. They're not going to do the ceremony yet, but he did it tonight, folks. He did it tonight. He is first in career goals. This is amazing. What a moment. You are witnessing history with 13:46 left to go. It is April the 4th, 2025, and a record that nobody ever thought would or could be broken has been broken tonight. Well tied, I guess. There's Ovi slapping the glass for the kids. I love that. So this is cool. So everybody's out on the ice. They're giving him a big round of applause. The ceremony will happen when it becomes 8:95. But right now, Alexander Ovechkin is number one in total goals scored in the regular season in NHL history. Number one. It's a tie, but it's still a tie for first. And there's no tiebreaker on this one. By the way, he does it in a game less than Wayne Gretzky. So Alexander Ovechkin got to 894 faster than Gretzky did. So that's a record. And I think if we're talking tie breaks, that's the tie break, right? Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Guys, what an incredible thing to watch. Very, very cool. It was his family at the glass. Amazing. All right. Will he get 895? Guys, I'm just tweeting it out to make sure the people know. Please like this video. Please like this video. Oh, Wayne. Wayne's got to be proud. Like this video so that more people who are hockey fans can see this and we can all hang out. Welcome them to Gripper Nation. Alexander Ovechkin, absolutely soaking in this moment, as he should. I believe he's blowing kisses to his wife. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Man, I love the way the Caps celebrate every time he scores. You can tell they love him. You can tell they absolutely love this dude. Baby. I'm so glad we did this stream tonight. We are so close. By the way, Russ Richard dropped 5 SDPN memberships. Gripper Gang 69. Hell yeah. Michael Jabarov, Nick Fratello, Sebastian Nadeau, Habs Fan for Life, and Sinful Skyline. Baby, You guys, oh wait, actually, it wasn't Simple Skyline. It was Nick Fratello. You guys are all SDPN members now. Make sure you thank your friend Wes Richard. Matthew J says Ovechkin is doing this in the empty netter. He might be. He might be. Oh man, look at this round of applause. We're going like 3-4 minutes here. This is very special. This is very, very cool. I don't know if there's another way to say it. Like, I know that's obvious, but like, what else do you say? This is extremely special. 13:47 remaining in the third, and Ovi does it on the power play, as we've seen him do so many times. Hayden, how many power play goals does Ovi now have? Hayden says, I do love how he scored it with Bedard in the box. I don't think Bedard feels the same way. That was his 224th power play goal. 324th power play goal. Oh my God. That is a lot. That is a lot. J-Rock, got to have at least 895 likes. Guys, give me some likes on the video. Can we get to 895 likes on the video? More fans, the better. Let's all celebrate this together. We saw history already tonight. We might see it again, and I'm hoping we do. Emo Jalapeno, you literally just read my mind. I was about to thank you so much for doing this stream. Love me some history. Yeah, this is very, very cool. This is one of those things that happens every 25, 30 years. Like, that's what you saw tonight, guys. That's how much this is. And ooh, nice, almost. And here's the crazy thing about Ovi. Every goal now that he scores in his career, every goal from now on is a record breaker. He's going to get 895, but one day he'll get 896. And one day it'll be 900. And another day it'll be 920. The guy, every goal he scores for the rest of his career will be the new most goals of all time. So he'll break his own record. It could be 100 more times, man. Like, the guy is playing. It's just, he's got 41 goals this year. Like, it's just so crazy that the amount of shit that plays into this is crazy. Craig G, who wants to be the goalie who lets in the record-breaking goal? Well, Craig, it's a good point. Likely, at this point, maybe Chicago pulls the net. Yo, you know what would suck? If Chicago was like, nah, we're not pulling the goalie because there's nothing to play for. That would suck. Boo, Chicago. I get why they wouldn't do that, though. Thor Wind, SDP VIP. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, Thor. Bubble Butt just signed up for SDP VIP. Welcome to SDP VIP. Try the ad-free tier. You might like that, too. And Emo Jalapeno just gifted 5 SDPN memberships. I'm thrilled to hear it. By the way, Johnny Cola Drums, you just got yourself a gifted membership. High Plains Bud, you just got yourself a gifted membership. Little Monkey, you got yourself a gifted membership. Trisha, you got a gifted membership. And Brandon Brown, you were gifted a membership. Please make sure to say thank you to Emo Jalapeno and check out our new SDP VIP. It's actually out now. I thought tonight was Thursday. It's actually Friday. You can watch it anytime you want. Aaron Backhouse, Ovi for 900 before the end of his career. Yeah. Aaron, he might get 900 before the end of the season. Sedin Magic 15, 41 goals, and he's almost 40 years old. That's bonkers. He's a fridge, dude. He's a fridge. It's incredible. It's incredible. Absolutely awesome. This is like, I just there's so much in the regular season that is literally like, okay, not that you have to pretend to care, but it's like, oh, that's cool. This regular season has been loaded with stuff that's awesome. And I guess maybe the first half of the year was just a normal first half of the year, but the Four Nations was an absolute classic. And Ovi's goal chase throughout has been so interesting because you got to remember, this guy broke his freaking leg and missed 6 weeks. And he's got 41 goals and he's 39. And so we started the season with the goal chase going, when's it going to happen? And then he breaks his leg, and then we get the Four Nations, which I don't even need to tell you. You know, that was a classic. It was unbelievable. Every game was good. Every game. Not just the final. Every game was good. And then Ovi going on this chase afterwards, and what a monster he's been since he's come back. It's amazing. Luke Venable says, "Hey, it's a where were you moment, and we were all right here. Where were you when Alexander Ovechkin became tied for the most goals in NHL history in the regular season? You were right here, Gripper Nation, hanging out on the SDPN channel, all of us together. It's like a big basement party where there's 1,500 people, right? Very cool. Cool Lanny 21 just gifted 5 STPN membership. Midnight Gobble, Mick Burkus, Count Zathnock. I love these names. Ryan CR and Alvaro RH. You guys all got gifted memberships from Cool Man Lanny, excuse me. Cool Man Lanny 21. Make sure you say thank you. Scott just gifted $1.49. Thank you, Scott. I think that was supposed to be a super chat. Puppy Girl has been an SDP VIP for an entire year. Hey, Adam, can't believe it's been a year already. Congrats. Congrats to you. Thank you so much for being a member for a year already. How crazy is that? Craig G says, I want a gifted membership. Can't seem to sign up on my phone. That's weird. You should be able to do that. I'm not sure why you can't. Oh, apparently if you're on an iPhone, it makes it hard to do. It's better to do from a computer. Lampert 15. Ovi probably doesn't make 1,000 goals, but maybe 950 if he goes off next year. Yo, if Ovi gets to 950 next year, tell me he's not back. He's back. By the way, they just tried to find him. He's on the ice. He's been playing a lot today. He hasn't been like, Paula makes a really good point. Ovi, 41 goals in 60 games. Yeah, it's nuts. The guy's crazy. This is nuts. Some food for thought. If it's an empty netter, you don't have to be the goalie he scored 895 goals against. That's true. That's so true. Yo, I got it. I need a goal. We need to make this happen. This has got to happen. Do you think Chicago pulls the goalie though, or are they kind of jerks about it? Like, if you're the coach of the Blackhawks, do you take that chance because winning this game is like a moral victory? Or do you go, yeah, I'm not going to make it easy for him to do that, and I don't want to do that at home? Or do you pull it and go, you know what? Let the cards fall where they may. If he gets it, then he gets it. It's a good question. I don't know what I would do. Dylan F, 950 by next season would be really hard. Okay, so he's got 41 goals in 60 games, guys. He missed like 10 or 11 games. So he would probably have 50 goals already had he not missed those games. Probably, right? I don't think it's that hard to expect that Alexander Ovechkin gets to 900 before the season ends. I can expect him to do 45, 50 goals next year. Would Ovi retire if he won the cup? I don't think so. I think he likes playing hockey. And I think he'll play till the wheels fall off. 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third period. Wow. This has just been a very cool night. Very, very special. And I love that it's at home. No matter what happens, Ovi will have tied the all-time goals record at home, which I think is special. We still need... I want the Big Daddy, though. We don't want to do the Big Daddy goal on the island on Sunday. Okay? They're playing the Islanders in a matinee game on Sunday. No. We want this to happen tonight. By the way, I like Connor McMichael a lot. If you're a Caps fan, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you have him. I'm jealous that the Leafs do not. Because the Leafs do not. It's like that meme from TikTok. It doesn't matter that something good happened to you. It should have happened to me. That's how I feel about it. Strange Radio says it'd be sweet if it was an OT goal. Yes, it would be sweet. Derek M, don't want an empty netter, though. Why? Goal's a goal, baby. James David Atkinson, it's going to be an empty net, isn't it? Again, is that a problem, guys? Come on. That's not a problem. You don't mind that. Steve is saying that Chris Johnson, called April 4th versus Chicago months ago for Ovi to score 895. Chris is right about 894. Pretty nuts. If we can find that clip, I don't know if it's possible, but it'd be very cool to find that clip. Unrelated coma. McMichael's scoring has gone cold lately. Hopefully he goes on a heater again. Well, you know what? You just need him to go on a heater in the playoffs. And what I would say too is with McMichael, like he's a young guy. He'll figure it out. Some players are streaky. Not everybody's Alexander Ovechkin, okay? Guys, do you think we can get it to 894 likes? We're lagging behind a little. Like a third of you have liked this. Can we do it? We can do a little better. You can throw me a like, even if this is your first time on a stream. All you have to do is click that like button. More people are going to find this stream. That would be good for everybody, I think. Mark Andre says, Adam, get Steve to do Red Dead streams. Yo, I'm so with you on that. I'm so with you on that. But yeah. Terry M, let's be honest, folks. If not for Ovechkin going after the scoring title, the league isn't worth watching. That's a negative take. Why not? There's some pretty good playoff races going on. I, for one, am stressed out every day about the Leafs trying to win the division. What do you mean the league isn't worth watching? We got 9:29 left in the third period. We are begging, we are pleading. And Alexander Ovechkin is on the ice. We are begging for this goal. We want it tonight. Lester Kuhn, can I unlike and like the video again? Does that work? No, it does not. One like is one like. 9:07 left in the third. I'll start to do claps so you can align streams too. So it'll be like a director. Ovechkin is behind the net right now with the puck. 2 guys on him. They're trying to dig it loose. He has played a lot of ice time tonight. He's in the corner, trying to get set up defensively. They take him down. Nobody on the other side where the puck is. I think he's gassed after that shift. Rick C, your stream is almost a full minute behind mine, and mine is pirated. Well, mine is Rogers internet cable. Rogers Xfinity. I can't really help that. It is what it is. Here's Mangiapane. Spencer Knight, by the way, has been pretty damn good for the Chicago Blackhawks since coming over. That is their goalie of the future. Jake Costello, if he doesn't get it tonight, do you bench him in New York? No! You let him get it in New York. Start spreading the news. That's, you just start doing that. Ovechkin has never scored on Sorokin. Don't tell me that. Been in the same division for 5 seasons, played 7 games against him, never scored against Sorokin. I don't care. He needs to score again tonight. Needs to happen. I don't want to hear it. Wayne's on TV, by the way. Let's be real. Does Gretzky congratulate Ovi on the ice? Yes, he will. Word is that the second that the Ovi goal goes in, Wayne and Gary and a whole bunch of other people from the NHL are coming on the ice. They're going to stop the game dead, and they are going to do a big ceremony for him, which I think makes a lot of sense. James David Atkinson. I'd rather it was on a goalie. Oh, listen, man, I don't know if what you said is true, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that comment, but I would say that everybody's got their preferences. Some people want it to happen on the power play. Some people want it to happen in overtime or whatever. However it happens, I will guarantee you this, kids. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be special. It already was special. It will be special again. Here's the thing. If the Caps score again and it's not Ovechkin, the Chicago Blackhawks are guaranteed not to pull their goalie. So it's almost like at this point, you don't even want them to score right? Because, well, maybe you do. But like if, let's say Tom Wilson scores here, you don't want, well, then now you're never going to get the empty netter, right? Harry Vautour, Ovi and OT on the power play. Unrelated coma. Jesse had a good take on it. I like Jesse's take on it till he's like, no, sit Ovi in away games. What are you talking about, Jesse? I know he wants it to happen in front of like home fans. I get that. But like, if we have to wait till next Thursday, which is their next home game against the Carolina Hurricanes, where they have a blood feud, I don't know. I don't want to wait that long. He's never scored on Sorokin, so maybe he would have to wait till next Thursday. The reason I didn't want to know that he waited till next, or that he didn't score on Sorokin is because that might be the first time he does. And I just want him to do it tonight. Is my point. Jared P. I wish this game wasn't the least accessible channel for NHL games, being an NHL Network game. Oh, I didn't know that it was an NHL Network game. In Canada, it's on Sportsnet. Game is also on ESPN Plus in the States, if you want. Also on GR8 Plus. Not sure if you've heard of that service. It's actually quite old. GR8 Plus. James Bushbridge says bench him Sunday. James, stop. Ovi is back on the ice with 5:20 to go in the third. You can see the yellow skate laces, the wax skate laces, you know. City and Magic 15, can you imagine? He does it, and it gets called back on a coach's challenge. Oh, sure I can. Chris Johnson wrote an entire article about that. I can absolutely imagine that. Bubblebutt, I fly for work. I'm in Chicago. No TV and Hulu has it blacked out. Oh, no. Sounds like a GR8 Plus night. This game should be on ESPN nationally. I'm not really sure why they don't have that. I guess it's March Madness. That's probably why. But, I mean, this feels like a game that... Oh! Ovi on his own! Ovi on his own! Ovi! He's going to go... Oh, my God, he didn't shoot. Oh, my God. We were so damn close. Over to Ovi. Oh! Alex, shoot, buddy. Shoot. Ah! Ah! He was on his own. That was the leafiest thing I've ever seen, man. This is so fun. That was like Toronto Maple Leafs level. I got to tell you. What's that? Hayden, my producer says, who is he? Mitch Marner? Alex, just shoot, man. What if it's a rebound, buddy? Look, he doesn't shoot. Shoot. Come on. Oh, I think he overthought that one. I think that was nerves. That was total nerves, man. That was total nerves. Absolutely. By the way, Korchinski doesn't even get... Korchinski has no chance on him. Oh. Guys, we were so close. 756 likes. I need to get over 894 likes. Guys, throw some likes my way. Let's get an Alexander Ovechkin level of likes, at least in the chat tonight. Ovi's going to play most of the last 4 minutes here. I know it. He's off the ice now, but like this will be it. Isabella, is Alexander Ovechkin a bust? Good question. There is a really famous panel discussion, and I think it was like Jeremy Roenick or Mike Milbury, one of the two, when they were on TV at NBC. And they said that he wasn't a student of the game. And at the time, it was ridiculous. Now, it's like legendary. And I'm surprised that people haven't just broken it out on Twitter, but it is an unbelievable clip that you should absolutely look up. Like, that Twitter account, Freezing Cold Takes? Dude, that is the freezing coldest. All right? That's Arctic level. Pretzel Hunt. Oh, Gretz fraud alert. Bigfoot says, I think it was Roenick. I think it was Roenick too. Isn't that nuts? Listen, if you talk for a living, you are going to put your foot in your mouth. I have done that many times. Many times. But at least I don't have that one. I don't have to hang that one at my feet. Nightmare LLC. Adam, what's worse, Mike Milbury, the GM, or the analyst? GM for sure. I don't know what universe he was in as a GM. Crazy. You didn't even ask me Mike Milbury as a player, who literally Mike Milbury as a player climbed into the stands during a brawl and beat a fan with his own shoe. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Hockey is a wild sport. James Stemler. Gretzky needs to remind Ovi that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's true. Robert Bet. Ovi's next goal will be called back because someone's skate lace was offside. Robert, do not put that evil in the universe, sir. All right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here. I would imagine Ovi's about to get on. Here we go. Caps cannot get possession. Oh, they just gave it up again. Put the Ovechkin line out there and do not take them off. Justin wants to know, Adam, do the feet come out if Ovi breaks the record tonight? If Ovi breaks the record, we're at 854 likes. I need 1,000 likes, and I need Ovi to break the record. I said that at the beginning. That's what I need. Come on, Caps. Get the puck. Get it. Net is empty. Where's Ovi? Where's 8? I see 88. Where's 8? He's on. Change the line. Where is he? No, do not score here. Tails. Who throws a shoe, honestly? Mike Milbury. He didn't throw it, though. He beat the guy with it. You see him in the stands beating the guy with the shoe. It's such a crazy clip. They used to play it on TSN all the time, and then they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't show kids this clip. That's why YouTube exists. Net is empty. Ovi is sitting on the bench. The Caps can't change. It is a timeout. The Caps cannot change because it was an icing. Chicago have called a timeout. Here's a fun wrinkle. Does Chicago push this to overtime? Hayden says Chicago could use the points. Wow. So Gretzky did it in 1,487 games. Ovechkin did it in 1,486 games. So I would say that Ovechkin's run to 894 is the better run. He did it in one less game. That matters. Oh, it's Frank Saravalli. If the grips come out, I'm screenshotting. You know what, Frank? The grips will come out, but we need to get to 1,000. Here we go. Oh, here we go. It's over. Ovi is not going to get this. Wow. So Ryan Leonard gets his first goal. Save the puck for him. Good for Ryan Leonard. I'm sort of sad that Ovi will not get it. I don't think he's going to get it tonight now. I don't know, guys. But you know what? Straight up. Good for Ryan Leonard. That's got to feel good. Freebird is playing. He picked his goal song, and it's Freebird. And there's Ovi out there congratulating him like a true captain. Good for Ryan Leonard. Tallis says an empty net would be a very anticlimactic way to do it. Well, you got 90 seconds left, Ovi, to break this record. I guess Ovi's going to do it in New York. Unless they scratch him in New York and they play him against the Hurricanes and just add a little salt to the wound. Good for Ryan Leonard. That's got to feel good. Nice play. Great speed. The Gizmo says, imagine getting your first goal on the same night Ovi hits 894. Ryan Leonard only has 893 more goals to score. Ovi is on the ice, kids. He's on the ice. Oh, Caps turn it over to Alexander Ovechkin. Shoots, and he misses the net. That really went right. But straight up, that's fine. There's Ovechkin's kid. We're close to 1,000 likes. We're close to 895 goals. One more goal to pass Wayne Gretzky. The Caps have possession of the puck. Ovi is in the corner. There is 1 minute and 9 seconds to go here. Out to the point. It's mishandled by the Caps, although they're able to keep it in. Oh, he's going to get a shot. Oh, and it goes off the goaltender and out. 1 minute and 1 second to go. Guys, 61 seconds left in this game. Ovi has had 2 scoring chances in the last 20 seconds, and it goes off of Spencer Knight's shoulder. It was close if he got it up just a little higher. Oh, man. I'm losing my voice here. 1 minute and 1 second. Ovi with a shot. Spencer Knight with the save. Sneaky little shot. Exactly how they drew it up, though. That's exactly what you want to do. Richard Trefino, if you're a goaltender, give up $8.95. Frank Saravalli says, I need Ovi to hit a Michigan for the record. I think that might be a lot there, Frank. Oh, nobody on the... Ovi missed it. The faceoff was won cleanly. 52 seconds to go in this game. Chicago is full court pressing the Caps. 44 seconds to go. You know that Ovi's going to stay out. You know that Chicago is going to try to rag this. Keep it along the boards. Stop it from happening. No, not though. The Caps. The Caps are going to make it happen. Here we go. Strome bringing it up. Flips the puck in. 24 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. Capitals do not have possession, but they kick it up, and the Blackhawks are in the middle of a change, and Ovi shoots. Oh, and Spencer Knight with another glove save. 12.8 seconds to go on the board. Guys. You know what? It looks like our buddy Jesse Blake's working the Sunday game to see if Ovechkin gets his first career goal against Ilya Sorokin, fellow countryman. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Come on. Ovi. Oh, they win the faceoff. Ovi can't get it. It's a 2-on-1 Chicago. You know they're going to try to score one here. 5 seconds to go in this game. Well, he did it. He tied Wayne Gretzky today. And it looks like Sunday is the next day. Now, will they scratch him Sunday so he does it at home? No. No, they won't. It was a great game tonight. Lots of fun. Gretzky record probably gets broken on Sunday. We saw history tonight. We saw something special tonight. I wish it had happened in front of the home fans for the Caps. But look at that. The Chicago Blackhawks are lining up to shake Alexander Ovechkin's hand, and as well they should. That's pretty special. Sedin Magic 15 says it perfectly. No matter what, we saw history tonight, and that's an amazing thing. And guys, Jesse at 1:30 in the afternoon on Sunday Eastern Standard Time is going to be your host for a live stream, Alexander Ovechkin versus the New York Islanders for goal 895. And look at this. Foligno and Ovechkin shake hands here. This is cool that the Blackhawks are doing this. It's a special night. Alexander Ovechkin already is the leader for most goals in regular season history. He did it in a game less than Gretzky, but it is a tie until he scores 895. He's looking for 895. It's also worth mentioning that Ryan Leonard, who is an NCAA signing, scores his first goal. Only 893 left to go for him. Or 894. Should the Capitals scratch Ovi on Sunday? No, they should not. No, they should not. Cody1307 says, Leonard cost me money, LMAO. Listen, what's he supposed to do? Not score the goal? Ovi giving the salute to the crowd. The Chicago Blackhawks doing the classy thing and staying out there as they should. Robert Bet, I'm 60 years old. If I never get to see the Leafs win a cup, I can take into the fact that I went to one Leaf game in my life where the game, which was the Sittler goal that he scored 10 points. My uncle picked a great game. Robert, that's a hell of a game to be at, my friend. And this one would be too. Alexander Ovechkin waving to the crowd. He taps on the glass for his son. Wayne Gretzky, Gary Bettman in attendance. A special night on Monumental Sports and Entertainment Network. Actually, it's STPN here, but Monumental Sports and Entertainment is the one running it in the States. Ovi leaves the ice, 894 goals, and he did it in front of the home crowd. Now, as I've mentioned several times before, he has never scored on Ilya Sorokin. If Ilya Sorokin is, in fact, the starter versus the Islanders on Sunday, well, there you have it. He will score his first goal against Ilya Sorokin on Sunday, maybe, and get 895, maybe. If he doesn't score Sunday, you and I will be back here Thursday next week versus Carolina. Now, I'm already doing the Wednesday night Tampa Bay game, but if he has not scored 895 by the time the weekend ends, the Caps don't play again until Thursday, which means you and me back here, Gripper Nation, bringing it. So anyway, guys, I had a blast hanging out with you. If there's, if you got to spend your Friday night working, why not do it with Gripper Nation? It was awesome. I had a blast. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm gonna let Robert and Hayden have their Friday nights. Congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin and all the Caps fans in the chat. It was really special watching this with you guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow night with Steve Dangle as the Leafs take on the Columbus Blue Jackets and try to stretch that lead a little bit. They got 2 important games against the Florida teams next week. Stretch that first place lead in the Atlantic Division as much as possible tomorrow night. Love you. See you tomorrow.